Bearcat Bounce Podcast, back at it again. Woo! It's over. The long wait is over. It's here. Football is back. Bearcat football is back. Only one, only two, only three more sleeps until we get to watch Brendan Sorsby sling the rock, the Godfather, clog up the middle of the line. Bearcat football is back. So excited for Thursday night. Also, a little shift, a little change up of the roster for the basketball program. We're going to talk about that a little bit, a little reset of basketball heading into year 3 of the Big 12. But you know what? Football's back. I'm excited. Everyone's excited. Golly, we are here. We're ready. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in the squad. We're fully assembled. Everyone's ready to rock. So without further ado, we got Aaron Smith, we got Chad Brendel, we got Ryan Royer. Gentlemen, how are we?
I'm good. It's gonna be a week, Brent. It's gonna be a week. I've got Kelsey's got a volleyball game in Louisville tomorrow. Yeah, I got radio Wednesday. I'm in for Mo. We got the Scott Satterfield press conference, first press conference of the week, also tomorrow. I got to leave there, drive to Louisville for volleyball. I'm in for Mo on Wednesday, then the BBP on Wednesday night, and then Thursday I'm in for Tony because Tony is in Kansas City.
Yep.
So I'm in for Tony Thursday 12 to 3, and then watch party, Holy Grail, Saturday night or Thursday night, Cincy Light giveaways.
Ooh.
Cincy Light giveaways. We'll have some merch to give away, some good stuff from Cincy Light, drink specials on Cincy Light.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll come home at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and me and Aaron will do the aftermath brought to you
by
Galactic Fried Chicken.
What? Back.
Galactic is back.
Let's go.
So yeah, it's gonna be a heck of a week. Putting in a lot of hours. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you need me Friday, I'll be asleep.
Well, yes. Hopefully asleep and happy after a fantastic Thursday night. Golly, that's a full week ahead. How was the weekend that was behind?
We had 5 games in 7 hours Saturday morning, starting at 8 o'clock for Kelsey's volleyball team. It didn't go great. We won 2 sets.
Okay.
Out of 10 out of 12, we won 2. So it was a little bit of a rough day, but things were good. Otherwise, a pretty solid, strong weekend.
Okay. Well,
it's a good food weekend.
Food. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
Little beer can chicken.
Ooh.
On Saturday night. Gotta love a good with Cincy Light lime.
Wow.
So gave it a little citrus flavor.
A little zest in there, huh?
So that was delicious with some broccoli and roasted red peppers.
Okay.
And corn on the cob. That was good.
Yum.
So yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Well, volleyball dad in full effect. Even when football's back, we do not slow down. And by the way, you said BBP on Wednesday. That's currently right now BCJ Pod.
BCJ Pod. Yeah, whatever. You get my point.
Would be fun if we did a double dose. We did a double dose of the BBP this week. But the women and children to bed. Let's go. But no, it would be fun. Would be interesting. But instead, it's the BCJ Pod on Wednesday, right before the game. Big time game Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Get it on the schedule. Cincy Light Studios live for here. Aaron, sir, how are we?
I'm doing just fine, man. Came into town for fantasy football draft. I think it's year 19 of our league. So we've been doing this shit a long time. Almost as old as Ryan, my goodness. But came into town for that, and tonight I made dinner, and I had pimento. I made pimento cheese, homemade pimento cheese.
Oh, okay.
And the first time I've ever done that, and then made some pulled chicken little chili powder and some pickled jalapenos and made quesadillas out of this pimento cheese mix. And it was not anything I'd ever tried before. Found a recipe that I was intrigued with, and we rolled with it. So that was a lot of work, but it was really a lot of cheese, as one can imagine.
A lot of cheese.
Cheese is good.
Yeah.
Cheese is good. Calcium, bones, strong bones, good cheese, pimento cheese. The Masters, Augusta National. Aaron Smith.
You doing?
So happy.
Brent must have big pot with that week 0 because it combined that with week 1 for the Cats. There's some new energy for Brent.
Hey, we're back, baby. Hey, green shirt, money. Let's do it.
Did you make some money this weekend?
6.5. Well, I did have the over in the game in Dublin, by the way, which is just
there. It is.
But,
that means he lost money.
It didn't.
He lost money.
Hawaii did a good job. Let's just say that, which was another just wild one.
Rode the dragon.
What a ride that was! But I'm just pumped that football's back, man. It's that long wait is like it feels like it's longer every single off season. I don't know about you guys, but that's the vibe I got. Ryan, the world famous Ryan Royer right now. Gosh, saw you all over the X.com, the everything app, the main Twitter of the Bearcat football team, like rolling out the red carpet for you, brother. How are we, man?
There are some perks when you make friends with your engineering classmates / wide receiver, and he ends up panning out pretty well to the NFL. You kind of get some special treatment sometimes. I'm doing good, but I had a nice weekend. As you saw, I got to see the boy, Mr. AP14. Got to catch up with him. Did a little tour down memory lane, including the new IPF. Got to see it for a second time. So shout out Zach Stipe and AJ Wessel. Gave us a great tour. Got to catch up with some of the guys that are still on the team that were there when we all played. Got to wish them luck. Got to check in with the coaching staff. Everyone's really excited and ready to rock. So nothing like interrupting the whole coaching staff during film just to see my jackass to walk through the doors. I don't know if that's exactly what they were signed up for, in prep for the Cornhuskers. But it was good. Good weekend. Got to go to Paul Brown on Saturday, watch some football. The Colts put a little beat down on the Bengals. Doesn't mean that much, but it was great. Great weekend. But I'm in that same boat as you, Brent. There's just something in the air now. Week 1, weather's starting to cool down a little bit. You can just feel football buzzing around. So I'm pumped too. Can't wait for Thursday night. It's gonna be a very exciting week. Just hopefully it doesn't buzzkill come around midnight on Thursday. But potential to be what a way to lead into the first weekend of college football. If the Bearcats can pull this off on Thursday night.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no better feel, and also it's good to have it on Thursday. Which I mean, golly, you set yourself up for a whale of a weekend if you pull out a dub there in KC. But you know what? If they do pull out a dub, or when they pull out a dub, let's go ahead and get the positive vibes rolling already. You can roll in your car, turn on White Horse by Chris Stapleton, put it on full blast, and just start raging yourself. Make sure that you are like driving responsibly, and then head over to Danco Transmission and Auto Care. Get yourself an oil change. No better way to get that Friday morning going after a big win than talking to Danco Joe about the win and getting yourself
the O-line.
Oh yeah,
the O-line played.
We did finally get the depth chart out for the O-line. We're about to touch on that here in a second. So go over to Danco Joe. Tell him that the offensive line sent you. Tell him Joe Cotton sent you. Get you $10 off your next oil change, 10% off your next fixing over at Danco Transmission and Auto Care.
And if you park down on Short Vine and the Bearcats pull off a big dub, your car gets flipped over, some body damage. I mean, you know where to go.
I like that idea. I mean, we should have a test dummy car out there. Do you still have your old car, or did you have to trade that sucker in?
I should have just bought a little spot over at the junkyard just in case the Bearcats win the Natty this year. We can just tow that over to Short Vine and see what happens to it. But the insurance deal was a little bit worth more than that experience, so I needed to buy a new car.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you know what? Let's dive right into it. Probably the news of the day as things happen in college football week to week. You know, when the game programs start to come out, the weekly little preview comes out all across the nation for each team. One of the things that comes involved with each one of those is the depth chart. Now, the importance of this week is that this is the initial depth chart for most of the teams in the country, those that did not play in week 0. So we get to kind of get a little deep dive into that. You know, just quick glance, first thoughts, and really see, hey, well, this competition turned out this way. This player rose up, and now he's all of a sudden there sitting on the second team. But I guess I'm just going to kind of pass it around. And Chad, obviously, you put up your volume 1.0s of the depth charts, and they were pretty doggone accurate from what UC released today. Did anything kind of pop out a little bit to you as far as whether it be players that you find, in that initial 2 deep or 3 deep that popped off the page, or anything that kind of you want to take a little bit of note of?
No, I mean, I think the only thing that was a little bit different was safety. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, we were pretty spot on with everything else. They listed Jake Wheelock at number 2 at right guard, which the only difference there being most of the time Wheelock was playing center at guard with the second team, so he wasn't at right guard. But if the chips were on the table and for some reason you needed a backup right guard, Wheelock would be the guy that goes in there. So I think we had that. I think we had Pastoriza was the guy taking the right guard reps in the scrimmage. So other than that, and like we said, safety was until they settled on who was going to be where. And I still don't think they've fully settled on that, but they've settled on it for the initial 2 deep. I think the only thing there that really switched up is I think we had Barnes and Trey Gala-Collard both at free safety. They have Barnes over at strong safety behind Christian Harrison, and then Xavier Williams as the backup to Gala-Collard at free safety. So really, I think that's the only thing we didn't have spot on the Bearcat Journal version. So it's what we saw at camp. It's it's what we expected. So no, nothing really super interesting. That rush end with Coleman, McCray, and Parker, and then Starr with Sanks, Peak, and Williams. Like, those are the 2 on defense that are still undecided, really. I mean, that's going to be as the season progresses, who jumps up and grabs the bull by the horns at those spots. And then the wide receiver stuff behind Caldwell, Allen, and Goody. Interesting that they listed Noah Jennings as an or with Jeff Caldwell, because I thought, like I said, I thought if I was going to name a guy that impressed me the most at camp, probably would have been Noah Jennings. He had an awesome camp, so he's earned that or. I think it's still going to be Caldwell that gets the start, but at least now you feel like you're comfortable with 2 guys in that spot. So other than that, everything was pretty static, pretty standard.
Now, Ryan, when you played the initial depth chart, did the staff ever say anything about it? Was it kind of an understood thing of like, these are kind of the starters, and the whole or thing? I think obviously that's become a little bit new within the past handful of years. Where
Luke used it a lot.
Well, Luke. Yeah. I forgot that 1 year with Luke was like or for every single position. Kind of how was that?
He was always 1A and 1B, so it's like the or thing was just way out there for us. What we didn't even. You knew after camp who was going to be playing. we didn't know anything about, like, they didn't release the depth chart. I mean, I guarantee the type of shit college coaches have to do nowadays with players to know. I'm sure there's times that those coaches like called some of the guys like, hey, you're going to be an or you're going to be a 2, but just know you're going to play. I'm sure that goes on as much as how stupid as I think some of that stuff is, but it definitely happens. But they don't like release it to us beforehand, but at the end of camp, who you're rolling out there. There's no doubt about it. So there's really no surprises in terms of who will be seeing the field. And then you'll see after a couple drives, those oars might go in and they might be the guys starting week 2. You never know. That's the thing about week 1 that's so crazy.
Hayden Moore or Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
Sure. We saw how that went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might not even be week 2. It might be second half.
It's the third drive.
Week 1. Yeah.
The third drive and never look back.
Yeah.
The main kind of or scenario. Oh, well, geez. Oh, and by the way, that Joe Burrow clip resurfacing again on part of my take, that was
just confirm. I love it because it confirms everything I've said about it.
Yeah, literally to a T.
Like everything I said, Coach O repeated word for word on how I heard that went down. Joe Burrow was coming to Cincinnati, and Coach O just would not relent on getting him to LSU.
Yep. And rest is history. And now he's on the Bengals, who all of a sudden have a bunch of money and they can just toss it around to people for this year. It's pretty wild to think of. But you know what? The main or for me that I saw that kind of popped out, it seemed like that star position throughout the camp was kind of like, who's going to take that starting role. And then the 3 names that were kind of mentioned a lot are all hit with the or. Obviously Sanks having the season that he had last year, Peak, obviously the games that little run that he had, UCF, Arizona State run. And then of course the big transfer. How much like fluidity do you guys expect to see among, at least the defensive backfield? Because cornerback, you have 2 guys that are kind of entrenched to, Logan Wilson, his first snaps at cornerback for UC, kind of interesting out there. But, obviously McDoom comes over, and then behind them is pretty much question marks. But as far as fluidity in the defensive backfield, do you think we'll see like kind of some wholesale changes? Do you think they'll try and ride with it? But because that seems to be where the most oars are affiliated with.
Are you addressing me specifically?
I think you would probably be the best one to answer it. Yeah.
What's interesting to me is they have talked a lot about at safety. They're going to be able to do some matchup dependent stuff. We think that this is best suited for what this team is going to try to do. So we can roll with this guy or a heavier emphasis on this guy as opposed to, next week we might see something different and we feel like the other guy gives us a better chance to be successful. So I don't know how comfortable they are with that knowledge yet, especially like not having the other team on tape to a full extent. And this is like they brought Dana Holgerson in late last year.
Mm-hmm.
So now Dana's going to have, the whole year to get his offense up to speed. So I don't know that you can really look at last year and use that to gauge exactly what Nebraska is going to look like. And honestly, Brent, some of it could just be hot hand. Like this guy's playing really well right now. We think these 3 guys are about even. This is the guy that's got the hot hand. We're going to ride him until he's not. So, it's hard to say specifically, like there's a couple different ways they can approach it. The good thing is 2 years ago, there was no depth. Like there was none. If something happened or somebody wasn't playing well, there was really nowhere to turn. And last year it was a little better, but still when things started kind of spiraling, there weren't a lot of options of like we're going to mix it up and do something a little different to kind of change the momentum. They didn't have it. So I think more than anything, like this year, if a guy does hit a tough stretch, like you've got hopefully somebody behind him that you can put in and hope that they're playing well until the other guy gets going back in the right direction. So I don't know exactly like how any of that is going to play out yet, but I do know you could watch in camp and see like there's just a lot more versatility. There's a lot more depth. There's a lot more ability to kind of change course midstream than there was the past 2 years, because there just wasn't any depth at all available to them.
Which I think is a good thing. Obviously, returners is something that we kind of brought up a little bit during camp to kind of see who's going to pop off there. Logan Wilson listed as the punt returner hit with an oar of Manny Covey. And then, of course, you have Logan Wilson, again, listed as kick returner, but 1, 2, 3 oars with Matthew McDoom, Manny Covey, and Caleb Goody. Obviously, we'll see what happens as the opening kickoff and punt goes on, but I don't know. I don't love the idea of having not very much depth at corner and then using your 2 corners as returners, but you know what do I know?
If they're the best guys, play them.
Yeah.
Brian Mason didn't sit AP. Like Sauce was on special teams.
Right. Yeah, it's a good point.
You know?
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be good on special teams and you're trying to change the culture, put your best guys out there and make the other guys beat them.
Yeah,
make the other guys force you to sit those guys and go a different direction.
That was a direct order from the top. That was a Luke Fickleism. So it was like every starter had to be on at least one special teams unit. And so, but the way they had the philosophy of like 1A, 1B, they wanted guys prepared and ready to play to be a contributor on offense and defense, have 22 guys on each side of the ball. So you had guys getting legitimate snaps all over special teams. That was the motto of that staff. I think every staff in America should embody that. You need your starters involved in the special teams game to stress the importance of it, but to also not only as a symbol, but if you have your best players out there, the chances of them making an impactful play go up significantly. Then you have a bunch of Royers, Burtons, and Adams out there. So we tried our best, but it's a lot better when you get some of the 1s and 2s out there.
Trey Tucker and Tyler Scott were the gunners, 3 years?
Yeah.
And AP was the gunner before them.
Yeah. Makes sense, right? Get your receivers out there that can get off press, that are fast and can get down, and they can not only – that's the first part, but I think what we saw a lot of last year that hurt us is being able to read a ball in the air and to judge where that ball is going to land, judge you can anticipate where that returner is going to land. And most importantly, you can anticipate when that ball's hitting inside the 10, being able to get down there quick and still be able to get your head turned around at the last second, find the ball so that it doesn't bounce into the end zone. Because the more field you make the offense have to work, the more likely they are going to get off schedule, make a mistake, and they're less likely to score points. But
yeah, I keep on going back to the Gunners because this is a Gunner podcast, and yeah, like you're saying, there were some studs out there at Gunner, and obviously we don't know who the Gunners are yet, but when they roll them out.
Here's the funny part about that, Brent. They use those 2 guys at Gunners, and you know what using those 2 guys at Gunner meant?
What?
That the other team never returned the ball.
Yeah.
It was a fair catch 95% of the time because those 2 guys beat the punt to the spot and were standing there as the guy fair catching was waiting to catch it. Like there was never any contact, really. Because they got off the press, they got down the field, they got to the spot, the guy fair caught it, and really they just ran 50 yards. They did a 50-yard sprint and then jogged off the field and got some water. Like that's the advantage of using your best guys in that situation. The other team never returned a punt.
Yep. And it makes the entire team better, like Royer was saying. One final thing that I'll point out, obviously, is linebacker. We've talked about how deep of a position that is. It looks like Simeon Coleman is getting the nod at will, meaning that you've got
it's an or.
It's an or, right? But I mean, the thought of having Jonathan Thompson available to come in is a luxury.
I would say the one thing that probably plays into that is Monte Whedon and Brian Sims are the other guys, and they're young.
Yeah.
So if you're going second team linebacker, you're going to want, like, if you're going to send that unit out for a drive, you're going to want an older guy. I don't think you'd want to go Coleman, Whedon, Sims.
Yeah.
At linebacker at the same time,
right.
You know, three guys that haven't taken a ton of snaps.
Yeah.
So you put Thompson out there with that unit, and now you've got a veteran kind of leading the way for those guys.
And I'm hoping Dingle is kind of in that position where he can kind of get after the quarterback a little bit at the mic spot. Which would be ideal. Obviously, Bartlett was a monster there last year, so some shoes to fill, and you got a veteran group and a lot of depth, a lot of excitement. So I guess that's what we've got. The depth chart is out. Things are inching closer. There's a lot of questions in the mailbag. Of course, the whole injury, report is available now and is required for each college team to kind of throw out, which was like it's kind of interesting when you see it, like when this past week it was released for Iowa State and Kansas State. Like, it's different than like, the 53-man roster in the NFL, where you're kind of like, you see like, 6 names and you instantly are like, oh yeah, the 6 names. And in college there's 100 plus players, and it's like, okay, so who are these handful of these guys, and what are their roles on Nebraska? Are there any big injuries and whatnot? So that's gonna be something interesting to track as things go on. But depth charts release. That means game time is almost here, which means I'm gonna pose a question, guys. Obviously, Chad, you and Dave will have a little bit more of a kind of a breakdown of Nebraska and whatnot. Obviously, we give you kind of the bare bones version of just Dylan Raiola entering his sophomore year, had some shining moments last season. Dana Holgerson now there rocking and rolling. No Aaron Smith, so that means Ryan Royer and Chad Brendel. We are here. The excitement is obviously that they have a lot of players that they added through the portal as well. 2 offensive linemen that are big additions, 2 wide receivers that are big additions, including Danco from Kentucky, who's going to fill in and probably be their number 1 option out there. But then defensively, you kind of break it down a little bit more, and you see the ability to maybe go after them a little bit. And would be where Sorsby and possibly the running game can get going. But if the Bearcats were to go to Kansas City this Thursday night, pull out a victory, Chad Brendel, Ryan Royer, and Aaron, when he comes back, what would you say would be the number 1 biggest thing that either the Bearcats did or the Bearcats held Nebraska from doing to lead to a victory?
2 turnovers on defense.
Win the turnover battle, I think, is important for sure.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Win the turnover battle by 2. But yeah, you're going to need – so I think Raiola is going to come out. I think he's going to look how he played against Ohio State, biggest game of the year on the road. Showed poise in the moment. I think he's going to build off that, and I think he's going to come in confident, and I think you're going to have a more confident offense with Holgerson having like more control and another more experience with the team now through a whole offseason. So if our defense is able to win that turnover battle and steal 2 drives from Nebraska and hopefully get the ball like closer to midfield and better field position to give our offense better chance to score points, I think that's going to be the biggest factor in the Bearcats walking away with the dub. Because if that defense, like we've hit on so many times, they did a great job of keeping the team in the game last year. But I think if you go win the turnover battle by 2, that means they're playing at a way to go help us win the game. And I think that's going to be key, because it's not going to be an easy, even though we know Sorsby's got weapons and we're confident in Sorsby's ability, like Chad mentioned the previous week, like this Nebraska defense has a lot of hype generated around it. So it's not going to be an easy task just for Sorsby to go walk in there and throw for 250 plus. I think he needs to hit 300 for us to win, but yeah, I think that 2 turnovers is key if we're going to do it.
I agree on the turnover battle. That is definitely when Aaron and I get to 3 keys on Wednesday night, when the turnover battle is absolutely going to be on there, but it won't be number 1. I think number 1, you have to control the line of scrimmage. Nebraska wants to be physical. Matt Rule's teams want to be physical. Their offensive line, I think, is experienced. They've got a lot of returning starts in that group, but I don't know that they're great. I think they're good, but I don't know that they're great. And with Dante in the middle, you shouldn't be pushed around at the point of attack. Like, you cannot let them come out and Raiola can just sit in the pocket and make plays. And it doesn't matter. Again, we've talked about this a million times this offseason. Doesn't matter how good your defensive backs are if the quarterback just gets to wait for somebody to run open, because somebody will eventually run open. You're not going to have blanket coverage for 5 seconds on every snap. It's just not going to happen. So you've got to make Raiola uncomfortable. And then I think we need to see if they can control the ground game. Ryan, I don't think they're going to throw for 250 yards. Like, the strength of Nebraska's defense is the secondary. So I don't know that they're going to be a big pass rush team, that they're going to generate a huge pass rush, but I do think they're going to be decent in coverage, which even if you complete passes, I think they aren't going to allow a lot of yards after catch, because they do have a lot of experience, a lot of depth in their secondary. So, if you get a 12-yard completion, it's probably not going for 27 on them. So I don't know that you're going to rack up the big yardage numbers, but I think you need to be balanced against them. I think you need to have 150 plus yards rushing. And I think you need to come out early and negate that crowd, control the clock a little bit. Don't let it turn into a frenzy in that first quarter where the first 2 or 3 drives, Nebraska dominates the point of attack. You don't want to have to play from behind in a place with 80,000 Nebraska fans. Even if it's 10-7 Nebraska or 7-7 or whatever early in the game, you're at least trading blows, and some of that adrenaline, some of that, start the season, big crowd, NFL stadium, some of that wears off and you can respond at that point in time. But if they come out, go 3 and out, Nebraska gets an early score, that place is a madhouse. Like, it's hard to recover from that. So I think you have to be great at the point of attack, especially early, and don't let it be a situation where you're trying to answer those first 2 or 3 drives. Nebraska bullies you on both sides of the ball, and you're trying to regain your footing. If you see that, it could be a long evening. I don't think there's that big of a discrepancy at the line of scrimmage between these two teams. We're not talking about when they played Alabama or when they played Georgia, and it was just clear those teams had significantly better dudes. Yeah. I think it's pretty close at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be who comes out and executes better. Cincinnati needs to control that point of attack, especially early for me.
To comment on 2 comments on what you said, I do agree. And the one, the point of attack, winning the point of attack and not letting Dylan Raiola sit in the pocket is going to be key in a way that we have to find a way to cause chaos on the defense. Because I think you're going to have a Dylan Raiola who's going to shock people, kind of like what I was saying before. I think he's going to show poise. And the way you can't just sit back and say, all right, we're going to run our 3-3-5 and we're just going to make sure we try to have all these different areas of the field covered and just give them time to sit back there and read. Because a quarterback who's got good poise, who has a year under his belt, he's being coached by a good OC in Holgerson, they're going to find ways to find holes. They're going to find concepts if we sit back and be predictable the whole time. And the one way you can take any great quarterback, good quarterback, bad quarterback, I think the best way to knock them off their game is to just cause chaos up front, show different blitz, show different front packages, stem the line, shift the line like before the snap. You got to find ways to, because the offense likes to dictate, the tempo of the game. They like to dictate how, with motions, like how to like set up the field in certain ways and to try to expose coverages. But the defense has more power than people think. So if we can win the point of attack by showing exotic rushes, staying in our lanes, pass lanes and in run lanes, making tackles from the linebacker and those alleys that the safeties are going to be coming down and the star back, that's going to be very critical. So, and like for us on the offensive side, controlling the point of attack, establishing a run game is the best way to to eliminate some of that experience boost that they have in the secondary. If they have to kind of switch some of their coverages up or show a little bit more in the box, maybe bring some more pressures to try to isolate those guys, it's going to give more field space, more places to run after the catch that our athletes can be in space and really try to put guys on islands in those scenarios. So a good run game is always a good boost to a pass game. That's going to be critical with combating that experience that you mentioned, Chad.
Yeah, and like we constantly compare and contrast the similarities between this game and then the game at UCLA in the Rose Bowl, where it was very similar type, need that kind of breakthrough win. And it was a running game that kind of boosted our offense to be able to kind of take control of that game and really have the chance to win it and pulling it out at the end. So I agree with that. Aaron, when you were gone, the question, of course, was, and you and Chad will be doing the three keys later in one of the nightcaps, but if the Bearcats were to pull out a W on Thursday night, it would be because this happened.
I heard Chad say that he didn't think turnovers would be the number one thing. I think turnovers are going to be important. I think it's
sure. I just said they're probably going to be number 2 or 3.
Well, for me, I think it's number 1. And I only say that because I think it's twofold. I think it's both not committing turnovers as an offense, but also getting turnovers as a defense. And both those things are things that are going to be under the microscope for me probably all season, largely because we want to see – we've talked all offseason about wanting to see more from Brendan Sorsby, and that's going to include airing the ball out more, which does leave you open to potentially turning the ball over more. So protecting the ball and making good throws and finding guys open and, play calling and scheming guys open and all of that is going to go into it. Proper protection, all of that. On the flip side of the ball, it's defensively going to be you did not create nearly enough turnovers last season. So getting away from turnovers and getting into the takeaways that the coaching staff has emphasized this offseason is important because it flips so many different things. It flips the ball, flips the field, flips momentum, and just the effect that a turnover can have for a team and the psyche on the sidelines. I'm sure Ryan can speak to it. What a turnover can mean to the team on the sidelines can be astronomical. Like I don't even know if there's proper words for what a key turnover can do for a team. And I think that's just going to be, again, something that I keep a very close eye on all season long and going to be top of my priorities for this team all season.
I mean, just taking the thought, the first game of this college football season on Saturday when, both teams had just preposterous turnovers at within like a 4-play stretch of each other to begin the game. And a lot of people can blame it on the rain and Ireland and Dublin and Guinnesses and Jameson and, red breast and all the different things that you can have in Ireland. And oh yeah, and you guys mentioned it a little scrap after the game. Ryan, did you see the scrap after that game on Saturday?
The family scrap?
The little family scrap?
I did see that.
God,
not a good look.
It's
a shame that ended up just getting blasted out there.
Oh, it was all over. And you had like people saying like, I can confirm there was a bit of a scuffle between the Avery guys. So I was all right. Sounds good, guys. Yeah, I think turnovers are going to happen. I think obviously the first quarter will be interesting to see who kind of takes control. I think the main thing is like punching first, like being able to take control of the game. Because like Chad said, you go 3 and out offensively, or even if you pick up 1 first down and give the ball to Nebraska, and then they all of a sudden they're able to march down and score a touchdown, then it's like you're fighting from behind the entire time. So I think you've got to control the game, got to score first somehow, some way, and then kind of be able to like impose your will on the game. It'll be tough, but man, they gotta be the one to throw that first punch. You've got all these new weapons. Throw out some sort of a play that has a deep variance to it, and you connect on that first deep ball of the season, something along those lines. I'm willing to say that would be a way to kind of put a statement out there and show, hey, it's going to be a ball game. I'm excited. 30 Walrus says, because the camera shows Taylor Swift in the box, let's go. You know what? If that happens, it will be Aaron Smith's favorite night ever. Just constant flashes up to the greatest box in the world. Roy would love to be up in that box for sure.
Oh yeah,
myself as well. One final thing on this game. Spread right now sitting at about 7. Some places I think it's probably still 6.5. SP Plus has it at 8. Are us Bearcat fans and people that cover the team, we a little bit not ahead of the skis, or are we kind of, because right now all metrics are pointing to a Nebraska W and one that in a covering fashion as well. You all know where I'm going with it, but Ryan, if you were to hop on the old whatever you use these days and say, hey, let's get a little bit of money early on
field, man. The FanDuel field.
What are we rolling with? I mean that number's interesting. It's an interesting little.
What
number.
am I rolling with? I would throw a good amount of money on Bearcats plus 10.5 to be safe.
Okay.
I think that would be a good bet.
A little alt line.
Points. Yeah, buy some points. But I'm also going to throw down the Bearcats money line. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Keep it simple
on it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know the numerous different factors in it. Matt Rulin is in a press conference saying how excited he is to get Nebraska back down there to Kansas City. It's just like, oh gosh, maybe that advantage will really be something. So I don't know. We'll see. The ball rolls out the kickoff this Thursday night. I'm excited, and I know BCJ is going to have coverage all the way leading up to it. So stay locked in as we get things rolling. Game 1 Thursday night. Bearcats money line. Let's go ahead and timestamp. We can riff with my my buddy Ryan Royer and do a little basketball talk, a little mailbag.
This timestamp brought to you by Quick Paper Supply, your local and family-owned restaurant supply company for all your non-food products. Quick Paper services over 150 restaurants with weekly low minimum next day deliveries, providing a wide range of food service products from to-go containers, cups, custom printed products, eco-friendly, and much more. They also have cleaning and restroom supplies for all your janitorial needs. Call Nick 513-470-2029 and reference Bearcats for 20% off your first month of purchases.
Boom, baby. Well, I think there's no better time than the present for a little riffing with my buddy, Ryan Royer.
All right, we'll start off. First question, kind of flirted with the turnover topic. there just previously, but what would you rather have, the Bearcats win the turnover battle or win the field position battle on Thursday?
It's got to be turnovers, doesn't it?
Let's say you could argue, they lose 3-2, or they lose 2-1, 1-0. Only one turnover difference.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's more, especially the first week. I just think momentum is just so important. So I would say turnovers, because I mean, we saw all the field position we needed for moments of the past 2 seasons, and in the end, it was a turnover here or a opportunistic moment there for the other team, and they were able to pull out the win. I think if you can get just the momentum building plays, is what I would look for. So I would say turnovers for sure, even if it's just 1 or 2.
I would think the winning the turnover battle could even win you the field position battle. But just again, when I was talking about how much that can change on the sidelines and in the psyche of everybody, just a few moments ago, I think it is the turnover battle as opposed to the field position, because again, I think that one can help out the other, as opposed to the field position battle isn't necessarily helping you in the turnover battle. It isn't necessarily helping you on the sidelines the same way that a turnover would, especially if you do it in a key moment where, maybe Nebraska's making a big drive and all of a sudden you take it away in the red zone, and now you've just stopped one of their best drives or something along that line, and everybody can't believe it, and now you go back and you're marching down the field with a whole different mindset. I think there's so much there.
All right. Keep it with another pick 'em.
Okay.
What do you think, Lee? What do you think is more influential on a Bearcats victory? 4 sacks by the defense or Tawee Walker 125 yards rushing?
Ooh.
Man,
I'm gonna go Tawee.
Yeah.
I like I said, I think my number one thing is going to be controlling the line of scrimmage and being the more physical team. We have seen a lot of these. I mean, look, Cincinnati wants to run the football. I know both teams have good quarterbacks, but Nebraska also wants to run the football. They want to be physical. That is Matt Rule's style. Like they want to be the more physical team. I think if Tawee goes out there for 125, the other thing is, Ryan, I don't think he's going to get 25, 30 carries. Like, I don't think that is the plan. So
16, you think?
125 yards on 18, 19, 20 carries. Like he's
good.
ripping off some big chunks. He's being physical. He's not getting stopped for a loss. They're staying ahead of the sticks. Like, I think all the things that means for UC's offense are very, very good. Now, that 4 sacks, I would take that too. Like, but I don't think it's a big difference here. But I think from what in my mind needs to happen for Cincinnati to win this game, I think Tawee going for 125 would be a very good sign.
Well, I agree with you, Chad. And I go back to what we talked about last night in the Iowa State Kansas State game, where Iowa State only had 1 sack, if I'm not mistaken, and held Kansas State to 21 points. So sacks aren't necessarily the difference maker as far as that goes. So I don't know. I'm kind of leaning with Chad. I think that the important thing is that if you're able to get 125 yards with your running back on, again, somewhere around that 20, give or take 5 carries one way or the other. I think that's far more important, because I think that says that you probably have other guys running as well. That probably also means that you were able to pass the ball because you had to worry about the run, and maybe you had to stack the box a little bit more than you wanted to. And some guys were able to get free for one of those long ones that maybe wouldn't have been there otherwise. So if you want to put up, 30 plus, I think it's going to be because you had offense clicking where guys were getting at least flirting with 100 yards. So if you're well over 100 yards, sign me up.
Yeah. So last season, Wisconsin played Nebraska. Nebraska won 44-25 in a little in-game battle. Tawee Walker finished with 14 carries for 55 yards, while Emmett Johnson, who was returning for Nebraska, will be their running back on Thursday night, finished with 16 carries for 113 yards and added 6 receptions for 85 yards. That's 198 scrimmage yards for Emmett Johnson. Maybe a little game inside the game. Maybe Tawee has a little bit of a added juice, wanting to outduel and show what he can do with the Bearcats now. And so I'm agreeing with you guys. Tawee Walker, especially mainly because if he's getting that many carries and yardage totals, that means that it's probably a scenario where the Bearcats are leading for most of the game. Or at least, the second half, where you can kind of tote the rock a little bit more. So give me Tawee hitting that 125 yards.
All right.
Ryan, what do you think? That's it, because you're a defensive guy, but
I think 4 sacks.
Yeah.
I think that means that we're causing some chaos on defense. I think that means we're impacting some drives. I think if we're going to get some sacks, you'd think at least 3 of those drives are going to lead to either 0 or 3 points, and I think that's going to be huge, keeping them off the scoreboard. Because I think if he doesn't have 125 yards, but if he has 80, let's say Evan Pryor steps in, a couple pops for 50 yards, throwing some Brandon Sorsby scrambles, I think you can still see us get a good chunk of rushing yards between those 3. But I think 4 sacks from the defense means that they've took some steps in tuning up their defense, and that they're giving Nebraska some fits. And I think it's going to lead to less points scored and just an overall more command of the game on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and I go back. I don't want to keep referencing the Iowa State-Kansas State game, but it's literally all we have to reference at this point. And K-State had, 4 sacks? And it seemed like each one of those sacks were kind of momentum builders for them. And yet in the end, it's Iowa State who was churning out rushing yardage in that third and fourth quarter, where they were kind of able to gain control of the game and kind of put the finishing touches on a win. So I do think a sack at the right time could be like monstrous, like the game at Pitt 2 years ago, where there were some like the Dante sack. I remember, obviously the Danco sack at the end of the game. It just those were some exclamation point sacks to win a ball game. But you know what? I agree with Reed and with Thrifty Walrus. Why not both? Let's just have both. Let's use sacks and yardage. I'm in.
It's just like the Reed called him ravioli.
Yeah. Another thing, I was listening to some interviews and whatnot, and they're saying that Dana Holgerson likes to kind of go underneath a little bit and kind of teach him to. And it was also in Keegan's article, to kind of be, don't force issues, don't force things, this, that, and the other. I want part of the sack scenario as well. I want him to force stuff. I want him to be told to take the underneath route. Don't always take these gambles, this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden I want to fluster him so much where he thinks that he can just do everything with his multi-talented, acumen. And then all of a sudden it's okay, now it comes an interception. Now comes a bad, sack taken for a loss of 7. So I'm slowly starting to warm up to your sack side, Ryan.
Pause.
You let him talk you into stuff so easy.
I know it's all about his
sack stuff.
Your sack stuff. I'm in there, bro. And they're like a stock on a Monday night.
Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah. All right, last one. Give me your final Brennan Sorsby stat line. Thursday, right around midnight. What do you think he ends the game with?
God. You know how happy I'd be if he had Jalen Daniels, 18 of 20 for 175 and 45 rushing with 2 touchdowns in the air and 1 on the ground. That would be amazing.
Just an efficient, not overly exuberant performance. Yeah.
I'd take that all day.
So a quick glance, obviously Nebraska's changed a lot over the past year, but quick glance, they allowed a total of 4 in 4 of their 13 games that they played last year. Only 4 times did they allow more than 250 passing yards. They let up a decent amount of touchdowns through the air. Huh. Wow.
Okay, Brent, talk.
I'd say sorry. I'm just really well. First off, the podcast where they were, the 4-class podcast where they were kind of, or 5-class podcast where they were talking about Sorsby and how special he is. That's an exciting little clip there. I did listen to that whole thing. They had some hot takes on some food, like pancakes. Would you like you could eat a heaping pile of pancakes for every day for the rest of your life? That's a wild take. Pancakes are good, but geez, that's a lot of pancakes. But anyway, Sorsby, give me like 260 and 2 touchdowns with another 45 on the ground, and I think you're winning that ball game.
I'm kind of with you, Matt. I'm thinking like 18 for 27, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm just trying to think like where I think his completion percentage is gonna wind up. 225 yards, 2 touchdowns, another 35, 40 on the ground. If you can get a score out of him, even bigger bonus. I know Dave's going to say that's not enough. That's 3 touchdowns. Dave needs 4 and a field goal. But I think that gets you in that range where if Tawee does, if they do get 150 yards from their backs, 150 yards and a touchdown or 2, then you're right there. 2 in the air, 2 on the ground. Maybe you get in range for a field goal. You're right in that 30. You're right in that 30-point range. So, yeah, I'm thinking probably in the 225, 230 area. Like I said, a lot of that is just counting for the fact that I think the secondary will be the strength of the Nebraska defense. So I doubt you're going to get them over the top a whole lot where you're going to get those, those splash plays that you need to get up over 250. So yeah, I agree with Matt on this one. Matt says 225 and 2 TDs. I think I'm 18 of 27 for 230 and 2 touchdowns.
19 of 27, 236, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 45 yards rushing, and no rushing touchdown.
That doesn't sound like the Bearcats win, Brian.
Well, I think we're going to get 2 rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
Oh, 1 Tawee, 1 Pryor.
I didn't think about the running back personnel. I don't know. I think it'll be 2 Tawees.
Okay.
Evan Pryor, no touchdowns week 1.
Okay. Kind of like this. Very good.
I think he's going to be around 200. I think he's going to have over 50 yards rushing, actually. I think it'll be closer to 75. But
I hope that's not because the protection is bad.
No, I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's just going to be Satterfield will tell us in the presser that we took what was given to us, and that's what he ended up doing. But I don't think he throws an interception. I think he's going to be extra careful with the ball in week 1. But I do think that between him with the 75 and Tawee and Evan Pryor, I think that the Bearcats actually go over 200 on the ground. So
another thing is that with Sorsby is that, I mean, if he does get up to 75 yards rushing, that means that the offensive line also held really well and he got no sacks, because that's the most preposterous thing that still happens in college sport and college football, is that they still count sack yardage against your rushing total for a quarterback. So,
it's
I
dumb.
mean, he's probably like not sacked or maybe one sack for like a loss of 3 yards or something. So, but yeah, that would have to be a pretty dominant offensive line showing as well, protecting him. I like it. Either way, it sounds like a win. All 4 scenarios we threw out there. That's a Bearcats dub. We're coming around, guys. The positivity is flowing. Roy,
I've still got a Nebraska win.
I know you do. You got another one for me, Roy?
You know how we do it, Brent. Go on.
Oh, baby. You know, you were texting me quite a lot this past week. Did I help you out with that one thing that you needed help with?
Yep.
All right, good. That was my main thought. Is like, golly, I hope I helped them out. So good to hear that I helped you with that. But outside of that, you were kind of mentioning, you were like, gosh, this is kind of great having like a Thursday game. It's like in the NFL, if you play Thursday night football, you have the whole weekend to kind of really take in everything else, take in all the games, and really hunker down and enjoy yourself on a Saturday full of fantastic football. So with week 1 here, Thursday, let's say victorious day for the Bearcats. What is the perfect setup for a Saturday, whether it be food, whether it be, are you going to a bar to watch the games, whether it be like, how are you able to, if you have no other things you got to deal with, Chad, I know you've got a lot that you've got to roll around here and there, but say it's a perfect wide open, easy peasy, I can do whatever I want. This is a full day ahead of me where I can just watch football, enjoy myself, and not have the never ending just, because when the Bearcats play, it's like nerve the entire time. You're freaking out, and then all of a sudden, if they win, then you're like happy, and you probably are a little bit too like happy to the point where you don't really pay attention to the rest of the games. If they lose, you don't want to watch any more sports because you might catch a highlight or two, and you're just like, oh, F this. So what's the perfect Saturday lineup? Food, drinks. Take it away.
I'm back on a pub sub kick, so probably a little run to Publix in the morning. Maybe they got the wing bar. You can get assorted wings and then a pub sub. Maybe whip up some kind of dip for snacking throughout the afternoon, and then just hang out and watch football, man. Just consume the consumables, because every other game for us is on a Saturday this year.
Yep.
So especially for, the way that Aaron and I have to operate with the game and then the post game show. And if he's at the game here, there was 7 home games, there's going to be a bunch of home games. So driving back to Athens, convening for the post game show, by the time we get done, like, there isn't a whole lot of time to watch football. So Saturday might be my one, like, really, really dig into some college football on Saturday.
Hell yeah! So no bar hopping, huh? You're
I'm not a bar guy.
Living room. Okay, fair.
I'm not a bar guy.
Okay, Aaron.
Perfect food Saturday.
Food, drink, bars. Go to a game itself.
Well, there's 50% of the time 4 kids running around here, so mine's a little different than yours. That said, this Saturday they're not here. The boys aren't. The girls are here, but I don't know.
If you were sending the girls off with their dad, we've got other things to talk about, Aaron.
Yeah, that'd be all weird.
Got a lot of
but in any case, I don't know. I like making my own food here. I find that it's real strange now that I have gotten into cooking and all of that over the course of the last several years. I almost prefer my own cooking to restaurant. The only plus side about going to a restaurant is there's no cleanup, there's no prep work, all of that.
And the Blackstone's a lot of cleanup, and I know you like that Blackstone, right?
Blackstone's not a ton of cleanup. That's the easiest thing I clean up. Doing dishes is a pain in the ass. Like that's when you start doing stuff with on the with the stovetop and all that. But I don't know. Probably cooking something on the Blackstone. Maybe some the shrimp tacos. I think were probably my favorite thing I made this summer. I haven't done any hibachi in a while. Hibachi is pretty fire, but something gets a little seafood in there while you can, because eating seafood's a little. It's not. It doesn't hit the same in the in the late fall and winter.
Okay.
But then washing the bat since you light lime while you can, while it's still warm enough. Once it cools down into the 60s and 50s, the lime again just doesn't hit the same as it does when it's 70 plus and sunny out. So
Okay.
that's where I'm at, and then that way you can drink all day, and it's not the hard stuff where it's all of a sudden you can't talk by sundown.
Oh, like that one
70.
time, me, you, and the movie theater room.
What?
That was a fun.
Oh yeah.
night.
Oh yeah.
Roy, are
74 and sunny on Saturday here
perfect.
in Cincinnati.
Little outdoor TV action, maybe.
Mm.
Roy, are you going to go up to Columbus in the elements this weekend, or what?
I actually am going to Columbus.
There we go.
My brother's flying in to see my parents, so I'm going to go drive up and hang out with them on Friday after work. But ideal football day, wake up, turn on College Game Day, probably sometime around 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
Have some coffee, hydrate up, and then right around noon, crack open some light beer with a little bit of a sausage dip or a buffalo chicken dip, kind of snack on that.
Mm-hmm.
Carry that all the way through the 3:30 games, and then probably head over to Adriatico's.
Oh.
Get some wings and pizza. That'll be the fuel. Watch the first half of that 7:30 game, and then maybe go finish it up over a pool table and throw some darts and see how much winnings we piled up with some of those bets to see if we're heading home earlier. Maybe hit the casino, get a little freaky there.
little Murphy's, little hot dog action. Casino. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Cincy light. Yes, amen. Well, I agree with all you guys. I'm gonna. It's balls to the walls. We're doing mimosas in the morning. We're doing College Game Day. We're locking in. We're going to the bars. We're enjoying it all. I'm with you guys. Football's back. I'm just excited, and you know what? It's good to hear you guys. I like to live vicariously through you, especially you, Ryan. You do it up pretty nicely. So I agree with Greg. Dylan Raiola did have 13 touchdowns to 11 INTs last year. Sacked a lot too. Getting riled up. I mean, he was a fantastic quarterback, fantastic prospect. But let's see if we can't rattle his cage a little bit. But Saturday, perfect Saturday. But it's the only perfect if the Bearcats pull out a win on Thursday night. So let's go ahead and timestamp this, and we can kind of roll in Mailbag and do a quick basketball reset, and we'll be good to go.
Quick Paper Supply, your local and family-owned restaurant supply company for all your non-food products. They provide mostly disposable restaurant supplies, to-go containers, cups, pizza boxes, to-go bags, can liners, napkins, etc. They've been open since 2009 and are one of the largest minority-owned companies in the city. Call our guy Nick, 513-470-2029, and reference Bearcats for 20% off your first month of purchases.
All right. I guess you could do a quick basketball reset and see where that rolls us into time-wise. Obviously, the news of last week, things have kind of settled on that front. Jizzle James no longer with the program. Obviously, no new additions to the team since then. So kind of the roster for now is set as is. I know Keegan had some mentions with Tony Pike on Tony's show last week. Chad, I know you've mentioned a little bit as well on the board that there are possibilities of another addition. But for right now, a quick basketball reset with Jizzle no longer with the program. Kind of seems as if either, take a stab at something, and if it doesn't, work out, if nothing falls through, then you have what you've been working with throughout the entire summer.
I mean, one, you're on a very limited time schedule right now because you got to get this person enrolled and in classes and ready to go.
Yeah.
So you don't have a lot of runway here to make something happen. I do think they're looking. I think if something makes sense, I think they'll jump on it. But I don't think they're in like panic mode of we have to add somebody else to the roster. In terms of what does it mean with how the roster looks now? I think the one thing for me that is good is now I think you can slide Sincere Harris more into the 2. Because when you had Jizzle, you had Day, you had Kerr, you wanted to work Keyshawn in, you're dealing with a lot of minutes for those guys that we're going to have to spill over into shooting guard.
Yeah.
Now with one of those guys out of the mix, and it's probably a 25-minute a game type contribution. Now I do think you can play Buck a little bit more at the 2, a little bit more natural, and that allows you to be bigger. Because if you were playing Buck at the 3 with 2 of those guards, you were going to be small. Even with Baba Miller, Mustafa Cham, and Jalen Haynes as your 4s and 5s, you weren't going to be big at the 1, 2, and 3. So now I think it gives you maybe a little bit more leeway to slide Buck over into his more natural position at the 2. You can get Sean Abayev and Jalen Celestine and a little bit more size and shooting and scoring at the 3. And it makes your roster a little bit more diverse, makes it a little bit more dynamic, especially offensively. So I think that's kind of the biggest reaction to Jizzle no longer being on this roster is maybe it opens up a little bit more minute-wise for the distribution in terms of, because I think Harris is so good defensively, he's going to be on the floor a lot. Like, John Newman didn't have a great offensive game, but he was on the floor a lot because he controlled everything that happened on the defensive end. I think Buck's going to play a lot. And I think you're better off with him playing at the 2. They don't have a dynamic scorer at the 2 as it is to begin with. So it's not like you're taking a dynamic scorer off the floor to put him in there. I think it just opens up things a little bit more minute distribution wise and roster construction wise to go with a little bit more natural type player at the 3 instead of playing more of a three guard lineup with 2 bigs behind them.
Yeah. So I'm kind of with what Thrifty Walsh is saying, because obviously, yes, that I do see that side of it, but with Jizzle no longer.
Can I correct something here?
Yeah.
Kerr Kriisa does not have an injury history. He was injured once at Kentucky. He missed some games at West Virginia. That was NCAA related. He was healthy. He's been healthy every other year in his 5-year NCAA career outside of having one injury at Kentucky. So this notion that he's injury prone, there's no evidence of that. Maybe he gets hurt, but he's not CJ Frederick that had injuries for 3 years that before he got here that you knew it was a chance. The chance was much higher that there was going to be something injury related that came along.
Yeah.
I don't see that with the reasoning behind Kerr Kriisa. I think people just look and they go, oh, he missed 9 games at West Virginia. So there's got to be something that happened. Yeah, he was ineligible. It wasn't injury related. So we can let's tone that down a little bit. We're not talking about a guy with a lengthy injury history. 1 injury in his 5-year NCAA career.
Right. So I'm kind of just along the lines of playmaking and overall just shot taking, not necessarily shot making, because Jizzle had some games where he was able to really fill it up. But he averaged right around 13 shots a game, right around 27, 28 minutes a game. You're losing yet again, your leading scorer back to, well, I mean, 2 years ago it was Dan Skilling, so you're losing two of the last leading scorers, if you will. You didn't necessarily bring in a transfer that is highly known for scoring. Does that mean that Abayev needs to, take that extra step up and kind of be that, listen, you're going to need to up your shooting totals. You're going to need to be more ready to make just offensively scoring the basketball and trying to get your game going a little bit more. Do you think Day Thomas is the one who's going to have to take that step up? I think that's kind of the main thing you lose with Jizzle is, sure, he was a little inefficient at times with scoring the basketball. Obviously went through that really tough stretch in February, but who is most urgent for to really step up his game just offensively with the loss of Jizzle?
I hope it's not Abayev. That's not a good sign if you're relying on a freshman to take 12, 13, 14 shots a game.
Right, but no
don't
one else on the roster has.
You don't want it's not a good sign for the team if he's doing that.
Right.
Things are going very wrong if you need Sean Abayev to take 13 shots a game.
Yeah,
I think naturally Jizzle being gone, and Jason kind of alludes to this here in the chat, but Jizzle being gone, I think, allows the ball to move a little bit more freely around, and you don't necessarily need to rely on one person in this offense. And I think we saw glimpses of that, especially when Jizzle was struggling, when he wasn't who we thought he could be at times during the season last year. So I think that does open up, especially with Day at the point. Kirk Reese is not afraid to shoot the ball. We know that about him. Baba Miller, I don't think came here just to be a defensive stalwart. I think he's also going to get his shots. Mustafa Cham, also a guy who, whether it's down low, he'll take the outside shot. That's another guy who, if all of these guys now find the ball, find another 2 shots a game because Jizzle's not there, you don't have to ask one person to shoulder all of Jizzle's role. Plus, you got, Sean Abayev's going to find his shots. You're hoping that he's not forcing anything up. I'm certainly not going to ask him to take 5 to 7 more shots a game to make up for Jizzle not being here. I'm with Chad. I think that's asinine. If it finds him in rotation,
I didn't necessarily mean like, hey, Sean, you're going to take all 13 of Jizzle's shots now. I meant like, is he the guy that needs to
No.
It's
bad news if it is.
I'm not saying like listen, Sean, you're going to be the focal point of the offense. I'm saying like, who is the one player that needs to kind of take a little bit more shoulder on top of him, or is it just every single player on the roster needs to take that next step up? Because I mean, a quick glance, no one has attempted in their college career more than 8 shots a game that is going to be on the team. I mean, obviously it's different. I think actually Day had 9 a game last year. It's just like that usage it's a pretty big amount of usage that now is going to be spread out among everyone. So I don't know. I don't think
they have I don't think they're, look, you just said it.
Yeah.
There's not a guy in their career that's taken more than 8 shots a game in a season. Like, there's not somebody that's a concern. Like, as we get closer to November, we're going to talk about it a lot. We don't know who's going to lead this team in shot attempts. Probably Day.
Mm-hmm.
I would think. So it's a guy that's in his 3rd year here. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot if he continues to show what he showed as a perimeter shooter. Now, the problem with him is, I think he got better last year because his volume was a little bit more in check, especially from 3. He wasn't taking, the 25 footers we saw him taking his first year here. I don't think you want to force him out of what made him effective last year, but you don't have, here's the ball, go get me a bucket. Like,
yeah,
I get what you're saying, that Abayev has the potential because he's a natural scorer to be that kind of guy. What I'm saying is, a freshman he's not VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a lottery pick. So asking a freshman to do that in this league is probably not a great sign.
Okay. Yeah. No, yeah. I agree. So it'll be, I'm just interested to see who because that was the
Sure.
main thing we talked about ad nauseum last year was just who's going to step up offensively, because obviously Dan didn't do it. CMOS went ice cold. Jizzle was the one that ended up having to be it, and now he's gone. So
I just think the depth that you brought in this year allows for more guys to find their own shot in rhythm, as opposed to having a guy go out and try and force something, which I felt like at times it felt like Jizzle was doing that. But I think that the skill level, both across the board, 1 through 5, and just in general, has elevated this season. I think that the depth at all of those positions has also elevated this season. So I think that when you are running the offense that we have, I still don't think we've ever really seen it running 100% effective at this point in time. The offense as Wes wants it run, I think we've seen flashes of it, but I don't think we've ever really seen it going. I think that we have the pieces in place, or at least that's how it feels. That the pieces are in place more so this season than they have been since he's been here, and I think that that's going to allow the ball to find people just in rhythm and to be taking shots as they come, as opposed to just forcing things up or dribbling around for 30 seconds and having 5 seconds left and having to figure out what you're going to do.
Yeah,
or whatever the shot clock's at now, 30.
Yeah, I obviously Tillery will see a bump up in minutes, as just by organically the amount of minutes available. So yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be good to have a little bit more continuity and spacing. So Jordy, is he more projected as you'd say like a 3, Chad, more of a wing 3 or 3-2? Yeah, okay. So in a pinch could have him. I think even Abayev could probably play some 2 if needed in a pinch as well. So
stop moving guys up. Don't do it.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying like if foul trouble or something at some point becomes an issue. So
I'm here for it, Brent. I'm here for it.
But yeah, obviously this will be fluid as more time passes, but thought it was a quick glance at just roster makeup at this point. And as Chad mentioned at the beginning of this little segment, it's if there's addition to be had, it needs to happen quickly. So we'll see if there is one at all at this point. So if anything, we'll keep locked in. It seems like the team that's in place now has formed a nice bond over the summer, and hopefully a bunch of playmaking, a bunch of ability to get out there. And actually, it is funny that quick glance though, Jalen Haynes almost 10 minutes, 10 shot attempts per game. So we'll see. We'll see what exactly is to come. So
maybe we can play him at the 3, Brent. You like moving guys up?
No, I was thinking Baba at the 2, Mustafa at the 4, and Jalen can play the 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would move a guy down. We don't like that. We don't move.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I do like moving up. Yeah. Screw it. Haynes at the 1. We're fine. All right. Well, let's timestamp and mailbag it, guys. What do we say?
All right, that timestamp brought to you by Quick Paper Supply, your local and family-owned restaurant supply company. They provide a wide range of food service products, to-go containers, cups, custom printed products, eco-friendly, and much more. Call Nick 513-470-2029 and reference Bearcats for 20% off your first month of purchases.
All right. And that is going to bring us to the Greg Hoodin mailbag.
Greg.
What up, Greg? Greg in the house. You know what to do, guys. You know where to go. You go to Beachmont Toyota. You ask for our guy, Greg Hoodin. Go see him. He works there. He'll get you taken care of. Buy your newer pre-owned Toyota and contact fellow Bearcat family member Greg Hoodin. You'll see him on Facebook. You'll see him on Twitter, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Pretty much everywhere at Cincy Greg Hoodin, Hoodin, and make sure you ask for Greg when you stop in. and he'll get you in your new or used Toyota vehicle.
Boom.
Right.
T-Reg.
So starting off in the football portion of the mailbag, you win the coin toss. What are you selecting?
Give me the ball.
Second half. I'll take second half.
I
I'm not
always-
confident
all
enough
the
yet in this
way.
offense for give me the ball. I'm going to go score.
I just think you got to set a tone, man. You can't let Nebraska take the ball and then they go down and score. I just feel like that would be the worst thing to have happen.
Well, then that's what you have a defense for.
I agree.
Greg said he's got a college grad rate available for up to 2 years after graduation and to grad students. So there you go.
Oh, yeah,
Mention that
Greg.
one, Christina.
I love that. I love that.
Every time I'm playing a video game, I always do. I want the ball second half. Always. Absolutely. Every time.
The reason I like the second half thing is because you can double dip. Score
Yeah.
going into the half, score coming out. Now, if you're Cincinnati, you give up some weird, ridiculous touchdown at the end of the first half, or field goal from
Or miss a
57 yards,
42-yarder.
or miss a chip shot, and then they
Yeah.
get all the momentum. I get, blah, blah, blah. But even more so, I don't want the other team to have it coming out of halftime, given all the crazy stuff we saw going into halftime a year ago.
I feel like we saw almost as much coming out of halftime as we did going into halftime last year.
Yeah.
Royer, what are you doing?
Defer.
I agree, but I'm still taking the ball.
So you don't agree at all.
So you don't agree. That's
No.
not what agreeing means.
I mean, like, for this one game, I want to score. I want to get up so badly in this game.
He said it 3 times, and you still said you agreed, but no, you don't agree.
Fine. I don't agree with Ryan the one time in my life.
We got it, Aaron. We got it out of him.
Jesus.
I'll never forgive you, bro.
Me neither.
What was a bigger mistake? Aaron not pinning the mailbag, which is not my responsibility. I don't even have that access, by the way. Never have. Or college football not having any games yesterday. When I post the mailbag, I immediately send a GIF, and I don't know that I've repeated. If I have, it has not been very many. And as long as we've been doing it,
I don't think you have it.
it's always a new GIF. Something about pins, usually. Almost every time. I don't know how I've managed to find so many pin gifts, but believe it or not, I have. Or college football not having any games yesterday, which was the bigger mistake.
I can get behind
yesterday.
What?
I wish there would have been games yesterday.
Yeah,
Game or two.
yeah, I can get behind that. That's the number one thing I love about this opening weekend is, Friday night there's a good game. Saturday night Saturday night great games. Sunday night a great game, and then even Monday night a pretty great game. So
I think college football is missing huge on not having games on Sunday of week 0. You should
it's week 0. Like, just schedule a bye in week 1,
or
you play on Sunday in week 0.
Just call it week 1. That's a crazy thought, I know. And
week 0 is so weird, dude.
There's 6 games. That's why it's week 0.
Right, I know. It's just
there's
like
6
weird.
games.
But
they're not using week 1 on 6 games.
That's the miss on all of this, though, is you should not a full slate, but you should be having some marquee matchups on Sunday because you have all of the NFL people who are hungry. They've all done their fantasy football drafts all weekend, Friday night, Saturday night. They're hung over on Sundays, and you could just be running football, maybe 1 or 2 games in each time slot, so you have an entire day of football. It's a huge miss on right now. You can't ever compete against the NFL on Sundays. We know that. But you could do that here, as the NFL doesn't give any shits about trying to take your Saturdays late in their season.
Yeah. And the NFL preseason stuff all ends on Saturday. So
Correct,
if you were worried about the NFL at all, you play a couple games on Sunday, 3-4 games on Sunday, maybe a marquee matchup.
Georgia could have played, Alabama yesterday, and no one would have watched because everyone was too busy watching Tommy Fleetwood out there finally do it. Wow. Hats off to Tommy.
With
Wee
the
little
SEC,
boy. Got it figured out. The man.
with the SEC taking on an extra game now that actually people might give a shit about, I wonder if you do start to see some shuffling into this week 0 that should be week 1, because the NCAA, while representing college, is still somehow a bunch of idiots.
Mhm.
I think that's you should see that.
Yeah.
All right. When will injury reports come out for Thursday games? I believe it's Tuesdays.
I think they have to give injury reports Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then again the day of. So there should be injury reports, like who participated, because Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the main practice days. So you'll get like the NFL, like did participate, did not participate, questionable, whatever. And then you'll get a final thing on Saturday, like who's in or who's out, I guess.
So are we gonna even on Saturday game day, are we still gonna get that on Tuesday or Wednesday, or is it gonna be? I had seen somebody say that they thought it was 2 days prior to the game where you have to give your first one.
I'm still learning. I just know, like on a regular game week, and this is the only goofy game week for us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So on a regular game week, I believe Tuesday and Wednesday, the main practice days, and then again on Saturday.
All right. With the SEC announcing expansion to 9 conference games and 3 annual opponents for each team, would you like to see the Big 12 establish 3 annual opponents for each team, or do you prefer the current model?
I don't like it just because I know it would be Houston, Central Florida, and West Virginia.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
No.
Just going to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't want to play those 3 teams every year.
you're in a conference for a reason. Like, and I understand the reason why SEC does it, but still, it's like just
The SEC's got 100 years of history for most of those teams. Like it makes sense for them to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. For us, I just give us, different teams here and there. I want to have the ability to play games away at cool stadiums, and then also welcome in programs that have never been to Nippert or have barely been to Nippert. So I'm not about
I
it.
concur. I think you have to allow the rivalries to naturally establish themselves, and if you're forcing these rivalries in a conference that just realigned,
I do think there should be one. I think you should have one rival. Like I don't like that in 2027 there's no Farmageddon. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Like they're doing everything they can to get that changed, and it should be changed. For Cincinnati, West Virginia probably makes the most sense. I know people will say Central Florida just because of the recency of it, but given the proximity of West Virginia and Cincinnati, I think they should play every year.
Mhm.
And then you rotate the other 8. I don't like the idea of 3.
Yeah.
it's too much, I think.
Yeah. Now, if you could convince me it wasn't going to be West Virginia, Central Florida, and Houston, I might listen. But because I know it's going to be those 3, I'm out.
What do you think, Ryan?
I like the call on West Virginia, but I'm not. I agree with like the first point about the difference between SEC and the Big 12. I don't think it would be the right move for us, but I do like that. I think you got to have a wet at Miami, and then that West Virginia would be fun if you could lock that in yearly, but I don't think it's the right time for us.
All right. Follow-up question: who would your preferred 3 teams be? If Chugs here says he would pick Central Florida, West Virginia, and Houston only because of history. But if you did had to pick 3 teams, who would your 3 teams be?
I mean, it has to be West Virginia and Central Florida. That gets back to where part of my problem is. I don't know who the third team would be. And I don't know. I don't really care. I don't want it to be anybody. I don't want 3 guaranteed games each year on the 9-game schedule. The Kansas schools don't make any sense. Maybe Iowa State.
Yeah,
I was
maybe.
thinking Iowa State or BYU.
The BYU's probably going to BYU would be Utah, one of the Arizona schools.
Arizona, yeah.
And they would, I don't know that they would want a Cincinnati. They'd probably want a Texas school or
Colorado.
Yeah, probably would
Colorado
be Colorado. One of the for them.
Yeah,
for BYU and Utah, it would be each other. One of the Arizona schools and probably Colorado because they're all right out there.
I guess it would probably be Iowa State then.
Give me one.
Yeah.
All right. All right. BCJ staff members made season predictions. 8-4 was the most often occurring prediction, with a range of 6-6 to 9-3. Is 6-6 enough for Sat to survive? Would that change if Wes misses the tournament?
Well, they're not going to wait until March to decide if Satterfield's going to be the coach the following year. So you're going to have to make a decision.
You sure about that, Chad? I think that could be
yeah.
smart. I think that could be smart to sit back and wait to see how the bubble shakes out.
Blow up your recruiting class. Can't get any transfers because the portal is closed.
Hey, hold up on Sat. They're on the right side of the bubble right now.
right. It's January 1st, like January 3rd. We gotta make our decision on West today. I don't know. I think he probably gets a year 4 unless it's just a disaster. Like 6-6 probably doesn't create enough turmoil that you're replacing him after year 3, because it, like it or not, it's still showing marginal progress, not enough progress for people to like. But I think if he goes 6-6, he's probably here for another year.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, because then you're just.
But I don't think Wes has anything to do with it.
You have the whole proof of building success year to year, and then comes the whole thing that you and Dave talked about is the fact that then it's like you lose all these high level players that you have. Then all of a sudden you're trying to convince people to come, players to come in from the portal that are joining a team that just went 6-6. So I don't know. That'd be tough.
Without potentially NFL nose tackle, NFL tight end,
right? Yeah.
NFL linebacker, potential quarterback. Sorsby's got another year, but
right.
I mean, yeah, like you're rolling the dice. So
yeah.
I think it has to completely kind of fall apart and be a total disappointment for him to be let go. Mm-hmm. I'm expecting him to be back in 2026 unless it's just a train wreck.
Yeah.
Or unless he gets caught on camera telling a kid to go to hell and find a job.
I was a grown man. I was a grown-ass man screaming at the top of his lungs from the stands.
I missed my calling. All right. What is the result?
You're stealing money, Tommy.
What is the result of the first offensive and defensive drive against Nebraska?
So they've been pretty good early in games offensively. Like, one thing I will give Sat a lot of credit for, the script is usually pretty good. So I'll go touchdown for offense. Defense, they give up a field goal. It is 7-3 Bearcats with 6 minutes and 47 seconds left in the first quarter.
Okay.
I'm going 2 first downs, punt inside the 10. And then I think Nebraska will. I think they're going to punt too, but we're going to get the ball right around the 38, setting up a nice field goal drive for drive number 2 to take a 3-0 lead.
Here's the thing, Jason. Tommy Tuberville was not getting fired that year until go to hell, get a job. He was coming back even after going 1-7 in the American Athletic Conference. He was going to come back that next year until go to hell, get a job, and that kind of forced their hand.
Yep. Golly. Pick 6 and a 60-yard touchdown pass. There we go.
Walrus, you're in mid-season form with that one. It took you all show to get there, but
he was warming up. Like that was
well done.
The first hour and 40 minutes of the show were the warm up, and now he
came out after halftime.
Yeah.
Thrifty, I'll see you at Cabo Rocks afterwards.
They had me in the first half, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. I think they end up 7-0 after the first 2 drives, Cincinnati.
Okay.
I'd love to see a turnover actually be the reason that Nebraska ends that drive.
I mean, what? Like Greg pointed out earlier, he averages an interception a game last year. 11 interceptions, 12 games. So
who cosplay Patrick Mahomes?
Mm-hmm.
You see his quote today that God made him like that. It's not his fault that he looks like Patrick Mahomes. Like, no, bozo. You actively have gone out of your way.
Yeah. To look like
your entire pregame ritual is the exact, like they've shown the videos. Next, the jump, the accessories, the haircut. What are you talking?
But he wears 15 supposedly because of Tim Tebow, not.
Yeah, sure.
Mahomes.
What's the anchor man? I don't believe you.
I hear you, Dylan, but I do not believe you.
I don't believe you.
And the last question in the football portion of the mailbag, BCJ has had a policy of not reporting injuries until they are publicly reported. With the new rules about teams being required to give injury reports, what will be the updated BCJ policy? Can you remind us on the timing of when the new team injury reports will be available? We talked about that a little bit already. So
I would assume we'll be talking about it on Wednesday nights on the BCJ pod. Like the reports won't be out on Mondays. That we can speculate maybe on Mondays since they're going to be released on Tuesday. We could be right, we could be wrong.
Unless it is the 2-day thing and they don't come out until Thursday, and then we'll talk about it when we do night.
Well, I think there's 2 days during the week that they have to be released. Okay. So one will be out before we do the BCJ pod on Wednesdays. So yeah, I mean, if there's stuff out there to talk about, we'll talk about it. We're not going to speculate, but if there's injury reports, we'll talk about the injury reports.
Do you think North Carolina is going to list everyone as questionable?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Is it going to be like hockey? Questionable lower body, questionable upper body?
Right.
This name's on here so we don't get fined.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of the football portion of the Greg Hoodin mailbag. Moving on to the basketball portion of the mailbag. Clock's running down. Need a shot. Please tell me this roster isn't going to just stick to Day again this year. Who do you think will be able to create their own shot at the end of the shot clock?
I think you'll see some of it with Kerr with the ball in his hand because he's such a good passer. Now he does turn it over probably a little bit more than you like, but if it's going to be offense by committee, probably want your best passer with the ball in his hands with the game on the line. But you're probably going to see Day have the ball in his hands a lot at the end of a game. And I guess apparently that doesn't make you happy, but I just don't know where else that's going to come from.
High ball screen with Baba.
Kerr and Baba, high ball screen.
Baba, yeah.
Kerr and Big Slime, high ball screen.
Maybe. Oh, but you know who actually had a lot of big shots at the end of clock scenarios? I'm not going to say it because he's a freshman, but
He had a lot of big late shot clock scenarios.
I just said that to get you guys riled up.
in a never mind.
Yes.
I love that Brent still thinks that he's Michael Jordan. It's like North Carolina. Michael
No,
Jordan.
I think it's funny you think that I think he's Michael Jordan.
Well, we think it's funny that you think that we think that you think.
Yeah,
It's Michael
yeah.
Jordan.
I agree.
Now that
Feels
Jizzle has been dismissed, who are your 5 starters? Who is first guard off the bench? Who is the first 3, 4, 5 off the bench?
Day Buck. I'll go with Celestine, Baba, and Chom. I'm not super confident in that, but that's what I'll go with. Good talk, guys. Good talk.
Day,
I'm waiting for it.
Buck, Michael Jordan, Baba, and Mustafa Cham.
I think that's the answer, Brent. Actually, I don't know. I don't know that Celestine should start over Shanabayev. I think he should be one of the first.
I don't. Look, it might be that as we get farther into the year, but if you're asking me game 1, I'm going to go with Wes starting the older guy than the freshman.
Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be. Replace Michael Jordan with Celeste.
Gosh, wild. You got Michael Jordan right there.
You guys disagreed again, Brent. First guard off the bench, first 3, 4, 5 off the bench.
Kurt's the first guard off the bench.
Right.
Yep.
And then if Celestine starts, then it's either a Bayev or it's Big Slime.
Mm-hmm.
God, I can't wait to see Big Slime. Just dunking on people.
Yeah. Just dunking.
All right, off topic a bit, but rank in order of most likely to happen. Number 1, Reds make the playoffs. Number 2, Bengals make the playoffs. Number 3, Bearcats football wins more than 8 games. Number 4, Bearcats basketball makes the NCAA tournament. And number 5, FC Cincinnati wins the Supporter Shield, which is for the best record in MLS regular season. They're currently in first place, by the way.
That's a different podcast. We don't talk soccer here.
I
I'll go Bengals make the playoffs. Bearcats make the NCAA tournament. Bearcat football wins more than 8 games. Then Reds make the playoffs last.
Wow.
I think the Reds have a better chance at the playoffs than the Bearcats winning 9 games.
I don't.
1.5 games back versus our lovely Cats going for 9. I think 8. I mean, 8's just.
Ryan, get back to me on how many games back the Reds are when they get on the plane from LA.
Yep, but you never know because
You never know.
the Mets could go stinky ball too.
I think the Mets just scored 8 runs in an inning.
Yeah, they did.
And the Reds are playing the Dodgers, although the Dodgers haven't been playing well. I say it's Bengals making the playoffs. I think FC Cincinnati winning Supporter Shield is probably number 2.
Probably.
I'd say Bearcats making the NCAA tournament would be number 3. I think Reds making the playoffs number 4. And despite me predicting them at 8-4 with a ceiling of 10 wins, I think Bearcats football winning more than 8 games is probably percentage-wise least likely.
So you don't believe your own belief.
No, I think everybody else is that much higher percentage-wise.
I'm there with you.
It's your rankings. You can rank if you think they're going to win 9 games. It's your rank. It's not what are the percentages. It doesn't say give me the odds.
If I thought they were going to win 9 games, I would have predicted them at 9 games. I just said they would win 8. Ceiling of 10.
Okay.
Damn. No love for the Reds, huh?
Toughest remaining schedule in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
You got swept when you're in the middle of the hunt. Well, not swept. They
don't look. That is my.
They haven't been swept yet.
I want them to get swept so fucking bad, so I can stop hearing about that every time they lose a series 2-1, and everybody's bragging about how they didn't get swept again. Get the fuck out of here. It's loser shit.
That's the mailbag. That's the mailbag. I don't know what we're doing here, but that's the mailbag.
Ryan, what are we doing here? Are we hanging out and chatting for a few minutes?
1 second. We can chat.
There's a lot of you in the room right now. You might be rewarded with a special surprise, but we don't know.
Tell us a little bit about your tour through the indoor practice facility, because you did get to go through there with Alec while he was in town, and you got to see everything for the first time. What were some of the things that impressed the shit out of you as you were going through, and what were some of the things that you wished you had?
Yeah. Did you catch anything the second time that you didn't catch the first time, I guess?
I got to see the training room in full use. Just because you can't really take into account for like just all the things that would be going on at once, the amount of people that are able to get treatment and direct focus strictly on the football team. Just the tubs, the sauna, the steam room. It's just unbelievable. I wish I had that so much for the amount of jackassery I was doing during my days on the team. I feel like I would have been maybe on the Colts with Alec if I could just get in a sauna just 7 times a week. But the players' lounge is nuts. I mean, just seeing the guys being able to go hang out there. The dining hall in full effect. I mean, the types of food they were whipping out of there, it's top notch. The guys are so lucky to have that, and I think it's going to really help them out, like in the off season, like getting guys' bodies right, getting them bigger, stronger, faster, leaner. But yeah, I mean, just reminded again just how much state of the art, just top notch facility that place is, and they're taking full advantage of it. They have been practicing. They basically did it, like you guys know, because it's climate controlled. They can, so it doesn't get too hot in the summer. But they did almost all of their camp. I think every practice was at Nippert to be ready for the heat, in these first couple weeks of the season, because that's something that people don't realize, man, how hot those August and early September games are. But that facility is just unbelievable. So, and that Alec was raving about it. He being in the NFL, you get to see and experience a lot of different places. So just hearing just how much he thought, how impressed he was with it, just shows, they hit on every cylinder there.
Yeah, you hear the whole talk about like the rest and recovery thing, like you see all these like podcasts, interviews, all that stuff out there right now is all about the players talking about how important the rest and recovery and training tables and whatnot are. So having that being top of the line is so important.
Did you see Houston has like a human car wash as part of their recovery?
For the turf pellets?
You go through this room and it sprays you with, like, I think they said 45-degree water.
Yeah,
but it's coming from
us too.
Yeah, we have that.
Do they?
Yeah, that's one of the first things
I've been down there.
When you come off the field, you go through the car wash into the training facility. So you don't bring all the rubber pellets and all the crap into the facility. Because you'd be constantly cleaning that up, constantly cleaning up rubber pellets.
I'm sure they still are constantly cleaning it up.
That car wash is pretty thorough.
There's some stragglers.
It's pretty thorough.
The
Not that I've
other
been through
thing,
it, but it's pretty
the
thorough.
other thing that I love about it is like the meeting rooms. Like the meeting rooms are they're great. I mean, but they also have like individual like defensive meeting room, individual offensive meeting room. Because that was one thing when we played. Well, when I played at Cincy, we'd always have to like coordinate our meetings around sharing like offensive team, defensive team, and then special teams. Like that, I think is it's really cool. And the chairs, they're so comfortable. And I was joking about it, like you can't have them too comfortable because then these guys are just gonna fall asleep in them, just get yelled at by their position
A little
coach.
nap time. Get a little nap time.
Yeah.
A little rest and recovery.
Yeah.
Naps are part of recovery, Ryan. Naps are important.
It just depends on when you're taking the nap is what's key. Oh, I got to see the team room, like the full team room. I mean, it looks like a top line movie theater. It's real, really well done. I mean, what else was trying to think? Got to catch up with the boy Nico. Always good talk. He was trying to get me to go in there and squat, do a little bit of max out squat with him.
Get one
Yeah, he had me for a second, but I don't think I was gonna do too well in my pants, my chino pants, whatever the hell.
They could have got you a pair of shorts.
See, that was my excuse. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do it in the pants. He didn't check me enough on, hey, we can go get you a loop right now. It's like, thank God he didn't say that because he would have had me dead to rights.
Brady would have got you a pair of shorts.
Is that how we're doing it? We're doing the Brady Nico comparison.
Your shirt was fire though.
That's a thrift store line, man. How about that shirt?
A little old school
I love that shirt.
God, I love that C-Paul. Oh, I love that C-Paul.
I had one the other night.
Yeah. I was very disappointed. I was like, why didn't they have like the big picture of me up in the linebacker room? They said that they were going to go work on it and, get with the design team and try to get me up there because it was really disappointing. Alec was backing me up too, but we'll see. Maybe they'll make that change.
Hey, you blocked a punt, an important punt.
Yes, sir.
What quarter was that in the ECU game?
Q1, man.
Hey, baby.
That was their first punt. But don't worry. Ensuing drive, we got a penalty, and then we missed a field goal. So there was absolutely no impact on that game.
Was that the Joel DeBlanco fake punt ECU game?
No, that was COVID year. That was back when Freeman was still on the staff.
That was hilarious.
You remember that shot of Freeman and Fickle? Like the head coach was like ripping the ECU coach was ripping Fickle's ass.
Yeah.
And then Freeman comes in like his watchful protector.
Yeah.
Ready to fight.
Did you get word back yet?
I did. I got should be coming on here in any second now.
Any second now.
This is like the Dana Beers episode.
Have you guys heard from the boy in a while? Is he still on the train?
He still is. I haven't texted him in a while.
He was rocking some. They did their like the Barstool camp, Camp Barstool last week, and he was doing an obstacle course, rocking the C-Paw on his shorts. So I think he's still locked in, but man, they better start winning or else we might lose old Dana. I know he just moved to Chicago, so.
Oh, he did?
I'm sure he'll be down to see some games.
He was part of the Chicago migration.
The little Chicago migration. It's a big migration, though. That's for damn sure.
He's a Boston guy. I'm surprised they don't open up a place up in Boston with Portnoy being a.
Did you see what just came down the pipe?
You got New York right there.
What'd you say?
Ohio State has banned Dave Portnoy from entering the stadium Saturday.
Really?
So he's on Big Noon Kickoff now, and Big Noon Kickoff is in Columbus.
Wait, he's on the
Yeah, they added
game?
Barstool.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think
Ohio
that's gonna
State
end up.
has
He's gonna end up
banned
in there.
him. Of course he will.
Why
Ohio
did they
State
ban
is-
him?
Because he
He's a
hates Ohio
Michigan
State
fan.
and talks mad shit about Ohio State. He's a Michigan fan.
Oh, I know that, but I didn't know if he like did something like.
No, it's like the NFL banning Dave Portnoy. And remember, for years he'd sneak into the Super Bowl, and then the 1 year security went to drag him out, and he went limp legged, and they had to like drag him with dead legs up the stadium.
Yeah, I remember seeing that where he would wear like that fake mustache.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
How
Here
we
we
doing?
go.
Sorry to
go.
keep you guys waiting, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, what the heck? Jeez, oh jeez.
There he
What's
is.
up, brother? How you been?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
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 Long time
Not
no
even
see.
showing
It's
off
been a while.
there.
Yeah, long time no see.
How was
You know,
dinner,
not
man?
even-
What'd you get?
And I got some I don't even know what I'd call it. It's not like it's like empanadas and stuff. It's not Mexican, but it's it's like South
Oh,
American
yeah.
or something. It's fire.
Venezuelan.
Yeah, Venezuelan, something like that. It was delicious. They're
So
doing
you're rocking the Aaron Rodgers hat right now.
yeah, you like it?
The Hugo, whatever the hell that's
Yeah.
called.
Should I put on this for the brand?
Yeah, put that on.
There you
Put
go.
on that.
We'll swap up. I saw that when I sat down. I was like, oh, like I should put the boys' hat on. Yeah.
You want to know what's funny, Alec? I've had more than one college basketball assistant that doesn't coach at the University of Cincinnati that just knows that I know your dad
Yeah.
that has hit me up about Cade.
Oh,
And I'm
no
like,
way.
I tried to tell you guys 4 years ago
Yeah. All
to go
right.
recruit Cade. Now you want to come back to me? Now
Right.
you got to get him? I
Yeah,
don't
isn't that
know. I
fun?
think I don't know if I got Greg's number anymore.
Greg's too busy listening to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Chad. He probably won't even get back to you.
That's what
Yeah.
Greg's doing these days, man. Jeez.
Man.
friend of the
You
show,
can't
Greg
keep up with
Pierce.
Yeah, can't keep up with him.
Good old Greg.
Damn.
What'd you think of the new facilities, man? Take us through your
Oh, they were-
your thoughts on walking through.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was incredible. So it was me, Ryan, and Ben Bryant went through there, and like we were just talking the whole way, like just like imagine if we had these, man. We were basically just pretty in awe and pretty jealous, I'd say. So it's cool to see they got those. I think it's pretty special for the program. I think it definitely. I was like, this is a Big 12, facility here. This is, that's what I told Ben, because Ben was like, oh, imagine if we would have had this, and I was like, look, Ben, you might have still had been recruited by them, but I wouldn't have had an offer like this. This is like a Power 5 school right here. Like this is not, this wasn't the American conference facilities that I got recruited to, So, yeah, but I thought they were incredible, and it was cool being back, seeing everyone. I'm still tight with the trainers there, like Aaron Himmler, Michelle, stuff like that. So it's good to see them, and then seeing like Mitch, Wid, and then I guess there's more players than I thought would still be on the team, like probably 5 or 6 guys that I played with. So it's cool to see them.
Where was the Ryan Royer shrine at? Were you able to get a good glimpse of that?
Yeah, we they hadn't completed the assembly of the shrine yet. It was I think they said as a finishing touch.
Yeah.
Right? Royer, what were they saying?
Something about the sock.
The sock. Yeah, it's right in the middle of the locker room. They just got a sock.
Yeah, it's like it's imprinted into the ground with like a glass cover on top of it. And you know how like most teams they'll like put like the
Rock,
logo?
like Simpson does the Rock.
Well, like when the team hasn't earned its right to like step on the logo, they like barricade it off until like, the team's worthy. So like they have it kind of like blocked off so you can't like step on it or get too close to it right now. But Satterfield was mentioning that, if they string together a couple wins and then they get after it post game, they'll start letting the boys interact with the sock. But
they can touch the sock.
Nobody wants to touch the sock, Alex.
Yeah,
Game worn. Game worn sock.
Game worn sock. Yeah, I was gonna say it was like in the trophy case next to like the college football, like the championships and all
Right,
this
right.
bull. Yeah.
We'll put it up there.
Stands on its own.
Yep.
You know what, Alec? You know what Alec and I got? We got the Cincy Deli right next to our old.
Oh yeah,
That looks delicious.
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
Great spot.
I mean, I
Great
don't think
spot.
the empanadas can hold up to that, man.
I don't think they can. No. No. That was great to go back there. I'm glad you recommended it. I wasn't even thinking. I forgot about that spot, and
Yeah.
did they change management? It wasn't our boys in there. Or maybe they
I don't know.
just
Maybe they were in
weren't
the
working that
back. Maybe I don't know. They might be big time now, man. They might be over at corporate somewhere.
day. Corporate deli. Yeah, because I don't know if you guys. I don't know if I'm sure Ryan's told you, but we lived like right next to that spot. That was our spot.
What is that? The
Did
house
you ever
on
get your
Jefferson?
head put into a fan right next to the Cincy
Oh
Deli?
yeah. Oh yeah. Good times.
Is that what your boy? Who's your receiver? I just saw that they released like one of your receivers was out with a concussion lately. Were you showing him the fan during camp or something, trying to get the boys ready to go?
Do we have a receiver get concussion? Oh, Ashton Doolin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was actually crazy how he got a concussion. Like it was like the most fluke. I'd never seen like kind of just like had somebody's arm kind of like reached out. He was returning a punt. But yeah, it was just like very like he kind of just barely got hit, like, but it was like a boxing punch, like an arm kind of just caught him in like the chin, I think, and it like dropped him. And we were like, it was just in practice, like not at a spot in practice where anyone would get a concussion, like kind of like I think it's just like returning a kick on kind of on air, a little bit, and it was like where just all of a sudden it was like, oh shit, like he got up and stuff like that, but he like did not know. We were like, yeah, you got to go sit this out, man. Yeah.
It makes me wonder how many concussions I've had in my life because I feel like that's happened to me several times.
What, where you just lights out?
There's been some moments, but you fight through it for those special teams reps, Alex. You just find a way to make it work.
Oh yeah, it's bigger. Yeah.
So how was it being back at Paul Brown Stadium? Back where we used to get after it at spring ball. I know you didn't get to play, but you were in there. You got to see Dez and.
I actually never did spring ball there. I went to the practice there for you guys.
Oh, you never did like any of the spring. I thought your first year we were still doing the spring game there.
No.
Oh shit! Never mind.
Yeah. I think I went to your guys' spring game though on a recruiting visit.
Yeah.
And it was
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't. Nope. No, you didn't.
What's that?
Nothing.
Just
no, you didn't.
carry on. Carry on.
Just carry on. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You remember wrong. No, you didn't.
Yeah,
Maybe
that was a
in
different time
attendance
of
as
year.
a fan. Yeah.
You said what?
Yeah, you just went as a fan. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, were we not allowed to do that?
No.
Oh yeah, I went as a fan for sure. I went as
Wow.
I was already committed then, I think.
Wisconsin is going to be getting a call very soon.
I think Bowden's at USC now. So, is that where he's at? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
He'll be
Chad.
getting a call.
Chad's at USC.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got like $1 million to go to USC as their GM.
Chad, man. Chad tried to call me to get me to Notre Dame on my senior year. It's funny.
Oh
He's
god.
like starting like he was like using like he was like kind of planting seeds everywhere. Like he's telling like I think he like called Ben Bryant. He's like, hey, because Ben was at probably Eastern. It's like, hey, heard your boy wants to transfer. So like just like kind of just like start. I was getting hit up from people that like, hey, I'm hearing like you're like looking to transfer, and I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I think maybe my high school coach or something. I was like, I think I just called him like I was like, yo, I think I just hit him up on I was like, yo, Chad, you been like telling people I'm like looking to transfer. What do we got going on, man?
If you would have tried to transfer, I just would have went and like welded your door shut, and I would never let you leave.
That's what I told him. I was like, look, we're gonna play Notre Dame this year, and like, I think we have a better team than you guys. Like,
Wow.
why would I transfer to? Like, I think we got a better team. I think it's gonna be, on top of the fact that like I love Cincy and I was like cool being there, but I'm like hey guys, I bet we beat you guys at Notre Dame. So yeah.
So that was
Pretty
the added
sure.
juice that you had in that game, huh?
Mhm.
You had a
Pretty
good
high
game
on
that game,
receiving
too.
yards there. Yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Did you get to say hi to Dez like after the game before you ran over to
Yeah,
the end zone
but-
to meet your biggest fans?
To see you boys. Yeah. Yeah, I saw him before the game, talked a little bit before the game, then after the game, just kind of briefly. Like I know he was pretty busy, after the game. I feel like he was wanting to talk to some other people, but I talked to him just a little bit after the game. But yeah, it's good to see him, man. It's fun to watch him play out there, and it's got to be pretty cool for him to play in Cincinnati,
Yeah.
So
How humble was Ben Bryant that he wasn't in every picture that was taken of you while you were back on campus?
I mean, I don't think Ben cares. I knowing Ben,
Yeah.
I don't think that.
Yeah, but the other person that was with you cared because he was in every
Royer
picture.
was like, making
Dude,
sure.
Shut up. Do
He
not
was like
do this.
making sure he was on like the one like we were walking and like the camera's over here. Like he would walk on like the left side of me,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
knew.
loud.
He's a media
too.
guy
He was
now.
loud.
Like he knows how this all works.
He's a media guy, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was
You know
loud,
me.
too.
Hey, if I had the sock on, then I would have definitely found the camera, but I didn't even have the sock on.
I
That's
mean,
what
it
I'm doing.
was on under the chinos. Let's be honest. It was on.
That's why you didn't get the shorts.
Yeah, it would have been better for everyone.
Alec,
So, Alec-
rank the NFLPA team, the golf foursome from
Oh, yeah.
the worst out of you guys.
I mean, I think that the strength in our team was that we had 4 guys that contributed, because I think we definitely didn't have any guys in the tournament that were probably top 10 players at that tournament. There's a few guys that are close to scratch golfers that were out there, but then like I think our third and fourth guy on our team were the best third and fourth guys on every team, So, but I mean, Sauce is probably at that point was probably like a 13 handicap, and he would we would have him go first. He didn't hit the ball as far, but he did a pretty good job keeping it in play. So like he kind of go first, just get one out there, and then like Wiley can hit the ball like a mile. Dez was definitely most improved. Dez was really good. I think me, Josh, and Dez were kind of all like Josh carried us in the playoffs. Josh won us the thing in the playoffs for sure.
What,
But
with
like
the putt or distance game or what?
he was like bombing it off the tee. And like they had like one of the holes they had us play was like they shortened it down as a par 4. They put us on probably like it was like a short par 4 already, and they put us on probably like the white tees or like maybe even like senior tees. There was like 360 or 260 yards, kind of tight par 4, and he put a 5-iron. He flew it onto the green. He flew it like 250 something.
God. Wow.
And then we made an eagle putt. So like that was like we played 6 total playoff holes, and we were 7 under in those 6 holes. So we birdied every time and then had one eagle on pretty tough holes, honestly. So yeah, Josh was definitely, I'd say, MVP in the playoffs. But like the first round of the playoffs, like Dez was going last for us, and it was that same hole, that short hole. So like I tried to go. I just took like an 8-iron off the tee. I was like, I'm just gonna get one out there, and like I was like our safe guy. Like that Sauce hit one bad, like a ground ball, and then I went up next and I kind of like pulled it into like a bunker out there, so it was like not ideal. Like we did not. It was probably a 100-yard bunker shot at the green. And then Josh went. I think Josh tried to go for the green and he hit one and it didn't go in play. So then Dez was up with like all the pressure going, and Dez like just piped like a 5-iron like right down the middle. Like we were probably like 80 yards from the pin then, and we put one up there and made a putt, got a birdie to basically not lose. Because I think at the like everyone, I think the other team might have drove the green or something. So yeah, we were Dez like stepped up there, and that was like this was the first round of the playoffs. Like if he didn't like hit a good shot there, we would have lost for sure. So Dez definitely had like the biggest pressure shot, but then once that happened, once we kind of settled in, Josh kind of took over. Like he was just bombing drives, dead straight. Like he was definitely in the zone during the playoffs, so it was fun.
Royer
How
says
pissed-
he's a stud at golf too. By the way,
What?
Yeah.
Royer's a great golfer.
There you go,
we're
Rory.
lying about me left and right now.
What you been hitting? You said you've been hitting Reeves or what course?
Reeves, baby, you know what it is.
Oh
We
yeah.
stay on Lunkin.
Oh yeah.
This has been big, Alec, because we've been asking Royer to get has he ever asked you to come on this show before?
Yeah, he's asked me before for
Okay.
sure.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because
Covered.
okay.
Yes.
Jason says it's amazing to have Alec on the show. I was starting to think Royer was full of it. It's like when you hire a coach to get a recruit and then the recruit never shows up on campus. But Ryan redeemed
Royer
himself
redeemed
tonight.
himself. Let's go.
Yeah,
There you go, Ryan.
it's a redemption
Let's
story.
go.
Yeah.
How pissed were you, Alec, that this game Thursday got moved from Lucas Oil to Arrowhead?
Was this supposed to be Lucas Oil?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When did they change that?
About a year
last
ago.
offseason.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, that's brutal. I did not know that.
yeah.
Dude, you were
Wow.
mentioning to me you were thinking about pulling the trigger.
I
and
looked.
heading up there.
I looked, and they have because we get the weekend off for Labor Day, like just kind of like our last before the season. We get Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and Thursday we wrap up. Like we just practice in the morning when we're done. And I looked. There's one direct flight out of Indy a day to Kansas City, and it's at like noon, and we're done at like 11 something from practice.
Wow.
I was like, man, I
Dude.
can't make it. But
You gotta have the boy Travis send Mrs. Swift's PJ out to you.
send the jet.
Yeah.
If it stops in Cincy and picks you guys up, I'll get on there.
There we go.
What's your prediction for the Cats? I know you said that you've talked to Will Compton before. I see that
Yo, I
Travis
got it. That's a good
Yeah,
reminder. I have
get
to-
on his
I have to
ass.
text him. I have to text him.
get on his ass because I know he's got a wager with Travis right now. So
Yep.
Yeah.
what do you how do you think that's gonna work out? How do you think the Cats are gonna fare?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know anything about Cincy football right now. I mean, I talked with the coaches a little bit. It sounds like they got some good receivers, so I'm excited to watch that. But yeah, I don't know much at all. The quarterback's back from last year, right? And he was a pretty good player.
Yeah, he's good.
Tight end back too. I got Dante on the defense. So yeah, I mean, what's the line for the game?
6.5.
6.5.
For the Huskers.
I like the Cats covering that.
Let's go.
I think we'll keep it close. I think we'll keep it close. It'll be a good game. Obviously, it's gonna be a tough. It's a home game for us, but that's gonna be like an away game, right?
Yeah.
You gotta think.
Yeah, they're gonna have like 75,000 people there, and UC is gonna have like 10,000 people there.
Yeah. So that's yeah. They should have kept it at Lucas Oil. I think we would have got better numbers there, but
For sure.
because Casey's kind of tough to get to. How far is that?
Like
Almost
8
that
hours.
drive.
About 8.5, 9 hour drive.
That's not. I thought it was gonna be farther than that, but yeah, that's still like that's kind of a tough ask for drive, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if you leave at like 10 in the morning, you can get there by kickoff.
Yeah.
And
Alec,
it's
I
like
want
there's
you
a
to-
time change, so you get an hour back.
Yeah.
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 hit up the boy
Man.
Corey. Tell him that you want to just completely liquidate the account on Bearcats Moneyline. All right.
You're gonna get him in trouble.
What do you think Corey would say? What do you think Corey would say? To that?
It doesn't matter what he says, Alec. You say, just give me my
Yeah.
goddamn money. And I'm putting it all on a college football game. I don't give a flying shit.
Yeah. And at that point, then we'd have to fly to the game. We'd have to.
yeah,
I'd
it'd
have to
probably
be
be worth it.
So
Yeah,
that'll have to
that'd be
happen then. That's the recipe. Here we go.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
Alec, one last one for you. You and the boy Trey Tucker, you were mentioning how good he's doing and how he's been loving it down in Vegas.
Yeah.
Who do you think ends the year with more receiving yards, you or Trey? To put you on the spot here.
That's a massive question.
I know. If I got you here, if you're gonna talk that shit about me.
This
I'm
is
gonna
why you
let
haven't
that-
come on with us, isn't it? This is
Yeah,
why you ducked
that's
us.
that's a crazy
That
question.
question
I hope.
explains it all.
I'm just shitting, man. You
Nah,
don't have to
I hope we both get. Good numbers. That would be great.
say.
There you
There
go.
you go. That's all I'm gonna get out of you.
Yeah, as long as he can beat me as long as he has a lot of yards. I don't
Yeah.
want him to beat me I don't want him to beat me with like 600-700 yards. Like if he beats me and he has like 1,100 yards, like 1,200 yards, like that's
It's not half bad.
that's when it's acceptable. But if it's I gotta win. I gotta win unless he just goes crazy. So
Yeah. Hell yeah.
but yeah,
bro.
we'll see. I'm excited for him with Gino.
Yeah.
I feel like like he's set up for a good year, and also year 3 is gonna be a big year for him too. So
Yeah.
should be exciting.
You guys
We
both
played them.
doing really
We played
well.
them in like October,
Yeah.
so that'll be exciting.
So that's
Out
the
there or
time to
back
really
here?
take the lead.
What's up
Is it out there or back here?
in Indy? Yeah,
Might have to take my ass out to that one.
I know.
Yeah.
I think Ben was talking about going to that one, potentially.
Ryan, you know anybody that can get us tickets, Ryan?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. Well, thanks for being a good sport on that one, Alec. But I had to bust your balls a little bit. So
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries.
How long?
you guys are both
AB.
gonna have a great year, man. I'm
I gotta
excited for
hear
you both.
what's your guys' predictions for the Cincy football season?
I got 7 and 5.
Same.
8-4.
8-4.
We got the optimists.
We're
in the
all
corners.
positive in here, man.
I
We're all
don't even know who they play. It looked like their non-conference was kind of.
It's
Sorry, can you guys see me now?
Nebraska,
Their non-conference
Bowling
looked like-
Green.
Bowling
and then-
Green.
What North
SDF.
Carolina AT&T? Is
All
that
right,
what it
so
is?
like
Yes.
AT&T.
Northwestern State. That's school.
Northwestern State. Yeah.
Oh,
Big
they only
time
play
team,
3
man.
non-conference now.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, there's 9
All
conference
right,
games.
so like, I would hope at worst 2-1 coming out of non-conference. Then
Guys, we're gonna get a great breakdown from a guy who's like
Who
clearly
knows
not
nothing.
that busy. He's doesn't have a lot going on.
I know nothing about college football, dude. I mean, I'm looking.
You're locked in, bro.
Dude, the nice thing about the Big 12 is like I'm looking and none of these teams are ranked other than Iowa State and they're 22nd
Yeah.
right now. So you're not playing like there's not I feel like every game you got a chance. There's no
Right.
like just absolute like okay, like you're going into Ohio State or something like that where you're like okay, it might take a lot to win this game. Like I feel like every game, they're probably going to never be more than a single digit underdog,
I
Yep.
mean,
It's like the NFL, whereas like college, a lot of times you look and teams are 20-point underdogs.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like Ohio State is probably always going to be like double-digit favorites, unless I guess they're playing like a really good team on the road. But yeah,
I mean, the funniest thing is like you say you know nothing about college football. That's literally what every single college football insider is saying about the Big 12 this year. It's like anyone can win any game that they play. So
yeah.
we'll see.
No, I was just looking at. Well, to me, it's cool. Like, I think the kind of random schools they brought together have been like it's a bunch of schools. Like one of my best friends from the Colts went to BYU, so it's like I can always talk shit to him about Cincy versus BYU, and I'm looking. They're playing at the very end of the season, and that should be that'll be a good game. I wonder if
At the nip, yeah.
wonder if I can make that thing. It's
Wow.
tough. We don't get any. I've been to one Cincy game since I graduated, and it's because we played a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
And we don't get any Thursday night. We haven't got Thursday night games the last 2 years. So
Wow.
I love the Thursday night game. You just kind of get it done, and then you get like a little weekend off. So it's cool.
Oh yeah.
Especially with Cincy being right there, I can just go like head down to a
I
game. I got a home game, but
I don't think you're gonna make that one. You got the Chiefs actually the
next
day after.
Yeah. Not making. Not making. I'll have to see. Let's see. When is my bye week? See if there's any chance I can make. That would be the only chance I can make a game this year.
Yeah.
If you
My
want,
week
I can
after
call
Berlin.
Steichen and tell him that you may need a week off so you can come
Yeah,
hang out down in Cincy.
my bye week's the week before. Who do they play before BYU?
The week after Berlin, because you play the 9th and then you play
Arizona. They
the
play
23rd.
Arizona at home. They play Arizona at home, so I could potentially go that one.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well,
That's
Noah
that's my only
Fafita,
chance.
take him down. I like it.
Yeah,
Make that move.
Oh yeah.
that's a Big 12 classic right there. Arizona.
It is. It is. Two legendary Big 12 schools just going
Yeah.
at it, man.
Yeah.
Chad, you're
muted.
muted.
No one knows what you're saying.
It might actually be the first time those two teams have ever played in football.
Did they not play last year or the year before?
No,
last
they played
I know
Arizona State last year.
Yeah.
They played State last year.
Yeah. And did they beat Arizona State?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, and then they ended up being in the. They almost made the
playoff.
semis, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They almost beat Texas.
Should have beaten Texas.
So next year, off season, can we get you for like an actual episode?
Like what? Like in person? What do you mean?
No, like this.
Same
But,
thing.
like, next off season.
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way,
Thank you, Alec. You're saving my
still-
ass.
You're still taking Ryan's calls at that point in time.
Oh, come on now. He's got to
By the
answer
way-
my calls, bro. I can't get him to pick up the phone.
Hell no.
Arizona
Me
and
too,
Cincinnati
Alec,
have
me
never
too.
played football.
I didn't think they had. I think it's the
Nope.
first time.
Let's
they've
start
ever
out
played
1-0, baby. Come on.
Let's do it. Let's do
Let's
it.
go. Let's go. Need it.
All
Big
right.
game
You probably
for
got practice tomorrow.
Yeah, I do. Tomorrow's the sad day. It's cut day, so we're.
Well,
I'm gonna-
Alec, it
usually-
was fun playing with you up in Indy. I don't. It's not looking good for me this round of cuts. So
Yeah.
it was fun.
Gotta
And thanks for
call
giving me
it
that
Mason.
opportunity.
Call it Mason, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You can't
How
make
great
that,
is that?
Man. He should be good.
Did you get Mace there with you?
Oh yeah, it's awesome, man.
It's one of my
I
favorite
told
guys.
Mace, I said, I know you guys are dropping a lot of guys, but if shit hits the fan and like a spot opens up, you got my number. He said, "Oh, I'll be right there for you, man." He was dead serious too.
I believe it.
Then he walked away, and I was like,
Hey,
"Oh
just
wait,
put
maybe
your-
he was."
Just
kidding.
put your ringer on tonight, dude. It's
Yeah, I
cut.
probably should. Yeah, you're right.
They might be claiming you or something. Yeah.
Hell
Leave
yeah,
the ringer on.
Alec! Thank you for hopping on, man. Thanks
Yeah,
for
no, I appreciate you guys having
this
me.
late, man.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to keep you guys up late.
Oh,
Nah, it was
man,
worth
this
it.
No, you're
The
good.
empanadas were taking a while to cook up. So,
is-
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. Good luck this
Yeah.
year.
appreciate you guys,
Thanks,
man.
Al.
Thank
Alrighty.
you.
All
See
right.
ya.
Thanks, Al.
Thanks, AP.
Bye.
Well,
I mean, that's right up there with Luke Fickle and Brady Collins
yeah.
at the draft with Sauce walking down the hallway at the Bellagio.
Yeah, true. It's right up there.
Well,
Like,
I think I'm gonna
good job.
retire.
Ryan,
You did it.
is this your last show? Are you done now?
Yep, it was nice knowing you boys.
You did a great job, Ryan.
Off to the NFL, I am.
Speaking of cut day,
Oh shit! You got all. That's what you've been waiting for. That's the whole reason I've been on this show.
Yeah, Alex.
Hey, when
Alex
you
told you to
open that
leave your
door-
ringer on.
When you open that
That's
door, there's
all.
going to be a pink slip hanging there right
Yeah.
behind you.
It's for the call coming from Chad.
Oh man.
You've had a good run. Hell of a job. All right. Well, that was fun. Do we have someone else coming in? Or
Oh
No,
yeah,
Alex-
we actually have
Alex got
Sauce
that.
Gardner. Sauce Gardner is he'll.
are we
He
going to
said,
surprise
give me
Ryan
5.
with are we going to surprise Ryan with Joel DeBlanco again? Or
Oh, that
Here
was-
he
show, Brent.
is.
that's the show. Brent, get us out of here.
All right, guys. Hey, football's back. Football's back. Nice long episode for you to really digest all excitement that is leading into the start of the season. Big shouts, of course, to Danco Transmission Nautica. Big shouts to our friends at Quick Paper Supply, and big shouts to Greg Hoodin, the man Greg. And of course, massive shouts to Alec Pierce, the GOAT, one of the greatest receivers in Bearcat history. So shouts to Ryan Royer. Unbelievable job, man. You know, coming through for the boys. Thursday, 9 p.m. Lock in. BCJ will have everything for you leading up to it. But for my guys, for the crew, for the squad, for Aaron Smith, for Chad Brendel, for Ryan Royer, for Alec Pierce, for Danco Joe, I am Brent Young. Yet again, another fantastic BBP presented by BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.